Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna find out who the fuck you are. You motherfucker. You are fucked. Clip this one, bitches. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. You are fucked. And you are done. I'm coming for you. Coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Sound good?
Coming for you.
Fair enough.
Coming for you.
Alright.
You need Jesus. Please talk about
Boys. So,
I'm looking. Please talk about punk ass bitches. I'm looking. We come from the bottom. And he cleans us off.
Meerkat Mob.
And he raises us up.
Meerkat Mob.
Raises us up.
Dog. Meerkat Mob.
That's racist!
Meerkat Mob.
It's reached a point of, I believe, sexual attraction for Philip.
enough with the being completely unfair to me and trying to make it out like I'm a villain. Go fuck yourselves. Literally, lick the shit in my asshole. I don't care about any of you. You're all insignificant humans. None of you will ever do anything with your lives. Get fucked.
Sir, this is a
Meerkat Mob.
Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. Bloodshed and bullets. You are fucked. And you are done. I'm coming for you. On diarrhea day, dog.
Please.
Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. Doodle flicker trickle. You are fucked. And you are done. I'm coming for you. Coming for you. Lost all my subscribers. I'm not monetized anymore. I shouldn't attack the boyfriend. I need my boyfriend. I know. Pray when I see it. I've been a predator all my damn life. I'm built different than them. I'm cut from a different cloth. We ain't the same. There may be some gunfire, bloodshed, and bullets.
Damn.
Damn. Doodle flavor trickle. Dog. Laying on your back, spreading your leg all. I know, pray when I see it. Damn. Dog. I've been a predator all my damn life. Ain't no clapback videos. I'm looking. I'm built different. We ain't the same. Dog. I'll touch him anytime I feel like it. I'm touching him now. I come from scum. That's why I'm a Christian. I come from backwoods, incest-driven maniacs. I'm designed and built to bully effeminate men. We come from the bottom, and he raises us up, and he cleans us off. And from that point forward, I've been walking clean. Go! Damn. Doodle flavored trickle. Dog. Laying on your back, spreading your leg all. I know, pray when I see it.
Dog.
Damn. I've been a predator all my damn life. Punk ass sissified boy. I'm built different, dog. We ain't the same. Please, suck my ass.
Hold up, hold the hell up.
I need banana, tasty banana. Squeeze the peel, it comes in cannon. I need banana, tasty banana. Squeeze the peel, put banana in my
Dog.
mouth. Squeeze the banana, okay? Squeeze the banana.
please.
Squeeze the banana, my heart's tasty banana. Squeeze the banana, okay. Squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana.
The chap.
Squeeze the peel, it comes in denim. I need banana, tasty banana. Squeeze the peel, put banana in my mouth.
Dog.
Squeeze the banana,
Damn.
squeeze the banana. Squeeze the banana, my heart's tasty banana. Squeeze the banana, zero bust. Squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need. Over-sexualize everything. Five guys. Fuck my wife.
There's a guy in his chat asking if it's safe to play his games on PlayStation after the news story yesterday. He was making people paranoid, and now they're asking stupid questions.
With my wife. With my wife. With my wife. Five guys. Sex. With my wife. Oiled up.
In slippery. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dance with my wife. Tyrone.
Kevin.
Chill Murray. 7. Who is Chills Murray?
My wife is squirting everywhere. Oiled up. Sauce over ass. Five guys. Absolutely has sex. With my wife. With my wife. Five guys. Sex. With my wife. Absolutely has sex. With my wife.
Ladies and gentlemen,
My wife.
introducing the chocolate starfish!
Meerkat Mob.
Bro, everything is too fucking loud today.
BF is alpha of.
Okay, wow, that was a great way to start this out. Hold on.
Theory. Steven Seagal is DSP dad. Look at the similarities of not then thing.
Dude, I know, they're super the same, and they're both like super narcissistic and egotistical, and can't back it up at all. Steven Seagal. Have you seen the footage of him dancing in Russia? It's like DSP dancing. It's so fucking stupid. Welcome everybody. This is another thing. Big ups to also Burgers before that, during the transition, who says Phil's wife's boyfriend is alpha as fuck. Which, I mean, obviously. She doesn't, you know, hook up with fucking scrubs. She just knows all the alphas. So anyways, oh, also I figured out the name of the Tips TTS. The name is Brian. So there you go. He exists. And there's currently an investigation going on about Sundar's activities behind the scenes, so I can't comment further. I've been advised by legal humans to not say anything about it. Anyways, we're on the great channel of Phil Burnell Gaming. That was how it was called? Was it? But anyways, apparently, even though he said yesterday that the views were fixed, his Lily gameplay from 11 hours ago got like 175 views. So apparently they still need to do some fixing in YouTube Incorporated headquarters. You know, that place with all the computers and all the programmers that are tweaking the algorithm 24/7. They need to make it so Phil comes on top 24/7. Let's watch the daily wrap. So yesterday I stuck around for him fighting a boss in Lies of P until the actual end of the stream. It took him like 2 hours to beat him. It was kind of entertaining. I mean, I could think of a few more things that are more entertaining. But, you know, when it comes to DSP failing at video games, it was fine. It was all right. There's also something, if you guys missed the stream yesterday, there's something behind the scenes that's a secret and is very, he gets very tormented by it, you know? He was super toxic yesterday, or at least he gave us a trigger warning that he's gonna be super toxic. He gave us the warning that he is triggered, basically. It's like a reverse trigger warning. And he told you, hey, just in case you guys, I'm like super toxic, just know that something that I can't tell you about is happening to me behind the scenes. And like 10 minutes later, somebody sent him $50 and said, hey, Phil, I'm sorry something bad happened to you, man. I hope you do better. So yeah, but funny enough, it didn't seem to me like he was acting anything out of the ordinary yesterday.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily
Let's
Wrap
see if
for
this
what
is going to
was
be a good
Monday,
evening
the 25th
indeed.
of September 2023. What a day. What an exhausting day, but I guess I would say in a good way because the streams today turned out really, really well. I think everyone enjoyed them. At least that's the feedback.
Oh, and after this stream, I'm going to take a couple of days off to relax because today is my final day helping my family out with their business at an undisclosed location that is not at home. And tomorrow I'm going home and I've bought a fucking 4K monitor that I'm picking up on Thursday. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to get blazed as fuck. I'm going to play Cyberpunk and probably just fucking fuck around and not do anything and have the time of my life not doing that. So there you go.
From people who were attending and quite the lot of people who supported the streams today, which I'm really appreciative of. So let's talk about today. First of all, just to be transparent here, I have had some stuff going on behind the scenes in my personal life that have nothing to do with my streams, nothing to do with these videos.
I like that I just had the opposite of this segment. I'm like, you guys, I'm doing fucking great. I'm going to take some time off streaming because I'm going to have a lot of fun. And I don't have any more work to do at the moment. And then I tune into this guy and he's like, oh my guys, my life is falling apart. I'm miserable.
Nothing to do with my YouTube channel, but it's been affecting stuff. And today
like
was
what?
A really bad day. Let's just put it that way.
A really bad day.
I kind of talked about it. Not what it was, but I talked about that this was happening today earlier on the podcast. Of course, some people very open to that understanding, saying, yes, we understand things happen in your personal life behind the scenes. They affect you. They might affect your demeanor. They might affect your attitude. They might affect the stress level you have today. And others, you know, trolls coming out.
Wait, no, didn't you say that to those people? Because he had this specific segment at the start of yesterday's podcast, basically telling them this one thing that people are apparently telling him. So it's another game of telephone.
Level you have today. And others, you know, trolls coming out and trying to ruin my life, you know, saying awful things.
What? Trolls are trying to ruin his life by saying awful things in chat and then getting banned? Is this how people are ruining your life, by saying mean things about you in your stream chat?
Things to me today.
I think that's kind of extreme, Phil. I think that's trying to make yourself the victim of things that actually didn't happen or don't hurt you at all.
Try to make it even worse. What I can tell you is
because people have been mean to me in my chat too, especially when I didn't like Starfield. Oh, I got that one guy who doesn't like it when I don't like Starfield.
Basically, the streams.
I'm kind of warming up to him though. I wish he would swing by more often.
In my real life today, which was nice. I needed that. Although it was weird because it wasn't like they were chill streams at all. It was basically gameplay.
Super stressful streams.
Very difficult. Literally both streams.
Both.
Today were incredibly difficult streams for me. But I persevered. People were very helpful.
He persevered, dude.
During those streams. I really appreciate that. I got to let off a lot of steam on the Street Fighter stream.
Got to let off a lot of steam.
People online, which I always do when I play. You guys know that. It actually allowed me to let off a lot of steam against scrubby players because I was winning, and I was like, yes, this is good. I can let out all this frustration. And
but Phil, like, calling people terrible humans because they beat you at a video game is not letting off steam. That's just being a toxic piece of shit. There's a big difference. A big difference.
I've been having in my real life here on stream tonight. So,
but like, okay, let's have a quick, because we have some time to kill. The dude is gonna be live in like what, 10 minutes, because I mean it's Dark Side Phil. Let's theorize a little bit of what could be happening. Obviously, the latest trend is team divorce that I still think is completely unfounded and unsubstantiated. So I don't believe in that. I think it might be something with his parents, perhaps. Maybe some of them is not doing well. Maybe they're in a hospital or something, which would be terrible because, you know, I don't want bad things happening to those people. Alcoholism stocks, yeah, perhaps, yeah. You know what? But because it ties to literally any team and any category of anything that you can connect it to. So it's always going to make sense. What else? Maybe tax stuff. Maybe he fucked up his taxes again because his Dark Side Phil, and that's just something he does. Maybe he got some credit again and can't return it, but then he would be begging a lot. So I really don't know. I guess it's not bad enough for him to make a big pity party yet, because he's chosen to keep it a secret, but at some point he's gonna realize that regardless if he tells people what it is or doesn't tell them what it is still just gonna make him a lot of like pity bucks, so it doesn't really matter. He said there's one of those things where, now check this one out, there's nothing he could do. So apparently it's like a something out of his hands, like pretty much everything in his life, because he prepares for nothing and then bad things happen to him that he could do nothing about, and then he says, dude, I can't do anything about this, life sucks. But that's life, isn't it? I guess that is it. So I don't know. If I had to call it, I would say something, he wouldn't be that bummed out unless it was something that was happening to him. Because, I mean, it's Dark Side Phil. He's a massive
I hope the conversation
egomaniac.
with Sundar happened. There were many revelations about his current and past actions yesterday. Hashtag stop this camera.
Baller alert.
Kate hooves are damaged, so DSP is ditching her.
Yeah, sure, man, sure. In another life, probably. When they're actually, how's that called? I forgot the word. My whole joke fell apart. Thank you for the super chat. I have nothing to say about it. And also with about Sundar, I already told you, man, there's an investigation ongoing. My attorney told me to not say anything about it, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Only when something has been discovered and has been made public, then I'll say something about it.
I want to say thank you. If you were here live during either of my...
So yeah, I'm thinking it's something that happened to him. Not to Kat, not to Jasper, something that happened to him. And he feels bad about it because it happened to him.
Streams today, and you were...
Because, you know, you saw when Panda Lee was literally in the hospital, even though they weren't together, he didn't seem to be very distressed. He was bothered because they actually had to bother him to go to the hospital. So I'm thinking maybe the doctor told him that he got like fucking signs of diabetes or something, but I really don't know.
Nice person.
I really don't.
Scumbag, you know, trying to be nasty. But if you were a nice person...
But it could be anything, because he's the type of guy to, like, over-exaggerate and blow things out of proportion for the smallest thing that happens, because things genuinely... Nothing interesting happens in his life, so he just blows things out of proportion. You know, he's the kind of guy who gets his DoorDash order to be cold and then cries about it for actual 20 minutes. So, I don't know.
Thank you for that. You know,
you're welcome, Phil.
Might be rough in the next several days to weeks. I don't know. Behind the scenes, again, this is stuff I'm not going to talk about publicly. But when things are affecting me, I want to let people know, because the last thing I would want to do is get on a stream and basically erupt or be unfair to the audience without you knowing that there's something going on. Today, very much.
So he's giving you a heads up
and gotten mad.
What?
And really been a nasty person, and thankfully that did not happen, despite the fact that there were quite a few people trying to get me to do that. I was very happy with how things went. And
I mean, dude, you can't be that impulsive. You legitimately can't be that crazy impulsive. Do you think people go to work and be like, hey, I'm sorry, man, but there's something happening in my life. If I jump at one of my coworkers and try and beat him up, don't get this the wrong way.
Step Bandit. You can still become a Macedonian-style human one day.
That's what I'm aspiring to be. Maybe I should just stop showering, and the process is gonna take much less time. So I'm gonna try that from now on.
And in general, that again,
Big up Showtime for 5 months and Cody Taylor for 11 months.
that was the feedback I got. So thank you for that and for understanding. People who were on the streams that were nice and positive today, you were awesome. You really were.
You guys
got
were
me through
awesome
the
because
day.
you were nice to
So,
me. When I
on the
told you
Level
I
One
could use
podcast,
somebody
we had a lot
being
to
nice
talk
to me.
about. Looks like the YouTube views bug that was going on over the last week or two is fixed because views seem to be going up on videos normally again.
Nope.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
A lot of other
sure.
news to talk about. That happened, so it was a chill podcast. Then we got into Lies of P. Boy, what was today's stream of Lies of P was something else, to say the least.
Why?
So basically, last time around, Sunday night, I had gotten through all of Chapter 6.
Also, the on my final say on the question mark thing that is happening to him, that is a super mystery, is that I don't know, and I can't even make a suggestion. But I don't think it's anything related to Cat or Jasper. I think it's something related to him, and it's like I don't know how to even say that. It's like an administrative problem. So he's dealing with some kind of an institution, whether that be the tax man, whether that be the doctor, some kind of an institution.
Which is the entertainment
Hey, welcome everybody from WPIG, you boys.
district, and getting up to
Or
an-
perhaps, yeah, something happening with his mom or dad that he's bummed out about. But I really don't know, because he doesn't really care about his parents. He never indicated that he ever gave a fuck about his parents. His parents are just his parents, like side characters in his life that kind of exist. He doesn't really have any kind of a relationship that is active or tries to help him out in any way. Like, legitimately, he never helps him out.
opera house. I had cleared the opera house, and I thought it was time for the boss.
And now we're recapping gameplay, which is great. That's why I'm skipping it.
And I lost. And I was like, oh my god, seriously?
Oh
But
my
the
god.
good news is, yes, it was accomplished, and not only was it accomplished, then I had a half an hour to play at Master Rank, and I won a bunch of matches. I lost like 2 in a row, and they were very narrow, close losses. And then I started winning. I was like, wow. So basically, I can hang at Master Rank. A lot of the people there are pattern players. They've learned a stupid online pattern that's safe. They just mash that pattern over and over. And the
Okay, Phil, he just debunked his own mastership, you know? Because it was his pride. He unretired for this. And then he realized that I guess, judging by what he's saying right now, being a master in Street Fighter 6 doesn't really mean much. Because all you gotta do is just remember a couple of pattern combos, and then there you go, you're master. So why is he flexing being master so much? And also, why is he avoiding playing master players so much when it really doesn't mean much and they're all bums and scrubs?
moment that you start hitting them with stuff they don't know what it is, they just fold like a deck of cards. They just are.
But you know, that's what's really fun about like actually doing streams about this guy or videos about him and not actually talking to him, because you can't possibly have a conversation with this guy that's going to be productive. It's going to be just this same thing with him pretending to agree with you or pretending to understand where he's going wrong or where he's contradicting himself. And I think it's much better to just let him flow and just observe how much he talks in circles or he makes no sense or he contradicts himself constantly. That's my favorite part about him. That nobody is there to actually call him out. So you get to see mental illness personified just go rampant, just take over a person. It's like it's like a virus. It's like he's becoming a zombie to his own narcissism. It's fucking great. And there's nobody there to control it, intervene, or even call him out. And anybody who tries to call him out in chat is a troll and he's getting terminated. It's fantastic. It's great. That's why I love him.
Say they don't know what to do.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Get mixed up, done. They don't get it because they've only played pattern play and only won when their pattern play wins. When the pattern play falls, they lose. So it was good. And again, I definitely vented a lot tonight. I absolutely positively let it all out playing these people. I was screaming, I was yelling, I was insulting, I was doing all kinds of stuff, but people found it entertaining, and I was able to get it out of me, you know, feeling so stressed out at everything going on, you know, in my life. And it was nice to be able to do that with an audience. Of course, some people, again, being toxic or whatever, but I brushed them off.
Why don't you just do it by yourself?
And
why does he need an audience for his venting? It's like you go into a therapist and you want an audience. What are you talking about?
His chat seems to have stalled. Is this the YouTube glitch he's talking about?
Well, it's not broken on my end. Yeah, it still keeps going, but it's very slow. It's been slow. But yeah, his chat is great. And if it wasn't for that guy to put the AI timestamps and all that bullshit, look at this. OP Boone, that fucking son of a bitch scumbag. If it wasn't for him, he would have legitimately less than 2 comments a video, including the podcast. Hey, starting.
We have a breaking news story.
Breaking news.
Regarding Mortal Kombat 1, which just released.
Whoa. Oh
ago.
No. He looks mega smug. This is gonna be terrible. It's a news story that validates an opinion that he has.
Believe it, what we're being told, the story is trying to be suppressed by NetherRealm. They're actually trying to brush it under the rug.
He was right, you guys, and nobody believed him.
All this and more on today's show, so see you in a sec.
This is gonna be mega obnoxious. I can already feel it. The smug smiles. I might even have an image of a smug smile, so you guys know what to expect. It's gonna be this. This is gonna be this whole podcast. This is this face. Remember this face? This is gonna be this whole podcast. This fucking face. Smug Burnell.
Alrighty, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the Level 1 podcast. Today is Tuesday, the 26th of September, 2023. But before we begin today, a couple of quick updates to give you before we get to our formal discussions for the show.
Quick updates.
First of all,
before the formal discussion,
yes, it does seem, as I continue to track the situation, that views on YouTube seem to be working again.
Really?
Just to give you some perspective here, overnight, part 1 of my Lies of P playthrough received over 200 views.
What?
And it's, you know, a week and a half old, a little over.
Part 1.
As opposed to last week, that video was getting like 50 views a day. So you're going to tell me that over a week later, after the game had come out...
Oh, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. Your video from 12 hours ago got 180 views.
It's just a matter of that.
What are you talking about?
Like 5 missing days of views that
come on, dude.
Properly that
he was sitting around looking at view counts on videos and just refreshing the page.
It is what it is. Again, just to remind everyone.
He's talking about this like he's like a 100 sub channel.
I think the game is outstanding. I'm loving it. It's one of my favorite games of this year. I can't wait to play more today. Okay? Okay. Also, one other thing. You know, I have some stuff going on personally behind the scenes that's pretty serious, and it may affect me again today. I just want to, you know, tell everyone.
Oh, and we're getting a continuation of the running storyline.
It's be an ongoing thing.
An ongoing
I told you guys about this yesterday, and then incidentally, I ended up having an incredibly stressful day of streaming with one of the hardest bosses in Lies of P. Well, definitely the hardest boss.
$5 to never hear about views again.
No, you're still gonna hear about views again. Even if he promises that you're never gonna hear about it, you will hear about it.
And then trying to get my Lily up to master rank in Street Fighter 6, very stressful gameplay there.
Super stressful gameplay. Playing a video game
behind the scenes, and then stress on the streams. But the good news is that kind of distracted me from everything going on in real life, which was nice. It was nice to have that distraction and to take my mind off stuff. So thanks to everyone who was here yesterday and enjoyed the streams, and thanks to anyone here today. But again, just so you know, if today things seem out of sorts, I seem overly emotional for some odd reason.
He should do this literally for every stream. Regardless of anything happening to him in real life, he should just always do this.
You know, today's streams are going to be Lies of P and Starfield, so a little similar to yesterday. And
it's going to be so good. This should be the disclaimer segment.
You know, again, I just want to forewarn you, because if I have an emotional outburst or something.
An emotional outburst.
It's me, and
it's not you, it's me.
Over here in my life that I can't really affect. You know what I mean?
He actually said the meme. He said the fucking meme.
All right, well, if it happens, it happens. And as it's happening, it's stressful. Let's just put it that way. Okay? So anyway,
an emotional outburst.
And it's funny because some people are like, well, tell us what's going on. Can you give us details? Can you hint? No. You have to understand that I would love to do that. And, you know, many, many years ago, that's how I was. I was a very transparent guy. I told you about everything.
It is 100% not his parent. When they croak, he most likely gets paid. He's been relishing that day for years. I say it's something with Kit's parents or family Ia herself.
Cat has no family. Debunked. Cat actually has no family. So there you go. His parents, they're not both gonna die together.
He would be hiding it. He realized Mr. Moist has never begged a single day in his life, and he should have never quit begging.
Well, he should really go back to like hardcore begging. Like actually just explicitly saying, guys, I'm strapped for cash. Please tip me. I love those.
Watchers and people who benefit from spreading lies, misinformation, and slander on the internet
Go
would
fuck yourself.
basically take everything I said and turn it into something toxic, horrible.
But bro, people are already taking literally everything you say and making it about you being divorced from your wife. Why is that like fucking bothering you? People are gonna keep doing it because it's really fun to speculate about it. So just tell us what this shit is about, dummy.
Terrible conspiracy theories that weren't true.
Terrible
and essentially
theories.
do whatever they can to make drama for their own personal benefit. I know that sounds stupid because I'm a small-time creator, but they have latched onto me like hemorrhoids on my ass.
Moist is not watching DSP. Cut the shit.
Use, if you know what I'm saying. So the moment that I would even give you a hint of what is actually going on is the moment that these idiots would use it for something
Apologize
toxic,
in
negative,
advance
or for their
for
own
being
personal
DBAG
benefit.
to my
So I'm
viewer.
not going to do
That's
that,
literally
okay?
this segment.
Again, as much as I know that probably
I'm
many
sorry
of
if
you
I
would
have an
understand,
emotional
even if I
outburst.
told you what was going on, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I've been there, but I can't tell you because of these messed up people. All right.
Okay, so he said that it's something that people might find relatable because he would say, "Oh yeah, I've been there." You see, we still got something out of this.
Respect my privacy. There's not much else that I'm going to say about
I
it
don't
besides
respect
just
your
understand this
privacy
is going on.
because you're using your privacy as a fucking excuse for acting like a piece of shit. That's why I don't respect it.
Sorry if I do, look or sound a little different or emotional or something today. That is probably the reason why. All right. Okay. All that being said,
he's using his fucking his personal life drama and his personal life struggles as a way to attract positivity and fucking pity and sympathy. So no, I'm not gonna respect your fucking privacy. I literally won't.
let us now get into today's show. Today is Tuesday, the 26th of September, 2023.
And literally, immediately, a dude says, send him like $2. A guy I've never seen before and says, a super chat to cheer you up. There you go. It works. All you gotta do is just pretend that something bad is happening to you and not ever say what.
End of my streaming week, but not yet.
Sound
and
good.
Today we got an interesting mix with Lies of P continuing, and I'm actually very glad we're playing it again today, because yesterday was essentially just a boss fight. Today I want to get more than the game,
And we get to skip. You guys love skipping. Sometimes I even think why I'm even watching this live when I just get to skip most of this
and
trash.
It sounds like essentially the fighting game could be broken, and people are now discovering this, in which case, if it is broken, that means everything going on in the game right now is invalid. Tournaments that have been played over the past
okay. So this is Mortal Kombat apparently is fundamentally
I feel
broken.
like what I should do, I want to start by recapping yesterday's stuff, but just to let you guys know, stick around for the
Stressed out is code for please tip me money.
Yeah,
if you've
pretty
been
much.
interested in Mortal Kombat
Stressed out is always code for feel bad for me because he never misses a chance to be a victim.
1, all right, and you want information on something that's going on right now that's a developing story, I have a story that's just breaking overnight. And NetherRealm, the developers of Mortal Kombat 1, have not publicly acknowledged nor responded to the situation. It's a horrible situation for any fighting game, and it sounds like essentially the fighting game could be broken. And people are now discovering this, in which case, if it is broken, that means everything going on in the game right now is invalid. Tournaments that have been played over the past weekend, completely invalid.
This sounds like a very sensationalist clickbait way to start off the podcast. I don't think it's gonna be that extreme.
Serious. It's that serious of a problem.
It's that
There is
serious.
a glitch where player 2 does less damage. They are working on fixing it.
Oh really?
That's it.
Less damage by how much? Like 2%?
So I'm going to talk about this in a moment.
And now he's using, oh my god, it's fundamentally broken, it's destroyed, nothing makes sense, and I was right.
Anyway, so what's going on? Yesterday, like I said, we had a very action-packed, stressful day of streams. Let's talk about them. First of all, Lies of P continued on. I had played it Sunday night, going through all of Chapter 6, and then I started up.
And this gets the big style skip.
Items, which was open for some more attacks. But all it does is really delay them for a second. And you can interrupt some animations and things if you do it. That's fine. That's been present in like Elden Ring and Bloodborne and other games before, right? That's been present in those games. There's another system based on parrying or perfect block.
And we're still talking about this. I skipped like 2 minutes perhaps.
Now this system essentially is just like Sekiro. You have to keep perfect parrying everything they do, the enemy that is. And there's 2 ways that this works. First of all, if you just perfect parry an enemy enough, you'll break their weapon.
Wow.
So if you're fighting an enemy that has a big ass sword and you perfect parry them like 15, 20 times, their weapon will break. If that happens, they can still attack you, but now their attacks do almost no damage. So basically you're nerfing the opponent if you perfect parry them enough. Problem is, perfect parrying doesn't always work against certain enemies. Like
He
certain
purposely
bosses,
picks bad players so he has excuses.
I don't think he does that. I think he purposefully picks characters on the tier list that are supposed to be low tier or something. So he has an excuse when he plays against somebody who's supposed to be high tier, as if that determines that you're just instantly gonna lose.
Now what you need to do is do a charge attack, and if you hit them with that, they stagger and they go ooh and slouch over, and now you can do your visceral
Sympathy
attack.
bucks for dumb fucks, am I right?
Yeah, well, he's really like, he's been so desperate for validation and sympathy and people rallying against him and kissing his ass for so long. Now he gets to revel in that. So really, he's basically giving us the good old never let an emergency go to waste.
But essentially, it's an attack where you hit them when they're down.
The emergency economy is working, and it's never worked for anybody more than Darkside Phil.
I don't want you crawling on my lap.
For him, it's actually in his benefit to have bad things constantly happen to him, because he can spin them into people giving him a lot of money.
And you can get them with
and
that
now he just realized he doesn't even have to tell you what it is. He doesn't have to sit here and tell you that he owes $16,000 in taxes. He doesn't have to sit here and tell you that he got fucking some kind of a condition or something.
Perfect parry your way into that stagger attack.
All he gotta do is just tell you, hey, bad thing is happening.
It's a really great
please
system.
tip.
People are saying,
or please be nice to me and excuse me if I'm being a piece of shit. Even though I've been a piece of shit during my happiest times of my life too.
I found a problem with the system yesterday. Okay, here's the problem.
Here's the problem.
Enemies, and particularly bosses, will have certain attacks that ignore the system. And that's bullshit in my opinion. So allow me to explain. When I was fighting this boss yesterday, I would fill his stagger meter and he would be glowing, ready to stagger, do it. I would go for the heavy attack, but this boss has one particular attack it does. It's a phase transition attack. When it does that, it just negates anything you're doing. You'll still deal damage, but it just ignores the fact you're hitting it with a heavy attack. So even though it filled up its stagger bar, it resets its stagger bar. Just because it feels like it. Like, wait, what? How's that fair? I worked my ass off. I think that's bullshit. Because no, if you're really that good and you're parrying that much and you work your ass off to get it, you should get your reward. Not, oh, the game has decided now to cheat you. Another thing, because in the second phase of this fight, again, I'm not spoiling the boss fight, the second phase is much faster than the first. And what happens is you'll fill the stagger bar, and then due to RNG, because we all know how these Soulsborne games work, enemies have set movesets, and there's basically a rolling of the dice. They'll just decide randomly which attack they want to use and which attack they don't. So you'll fill the stagger bar, and then you'll go to all of a sudden the enemy doesn't want to come near you. So now because the enemy keeps running away, you can't hit it with your heavy attack, you don't get your visceral, you don't get your reward for all those parries, it was a waste of your time. And it's like, well, how's that fair? It's not. Why did it suddenly magically decide to do that, right? It's annoying because sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the enemy will just do its regular attack pattern, and then you get your visceral. It's like... So for me, that's really my one major criticism so far with Lies of P. If you're going to have a stagger system, have it be foolproof. Don't have situations where the game just decides to override or reset the hard work you've done, especially during one of the hardest boss fights I've ever seen in this style of game. I should be rewarded for my timing and hard work, not saying, ha, neener, we decided to cheat you this time. It's like, what? You know, especially when you're all stressed out.
Grow
You're like,
the
yes,
fuck
I worked
up,
my butt
dude.
off, let's do it. And then you get cheated out of it.
When you're all
What
stressed out.
It's deflating. You know, it makes you feel like crap, like they don't care about you.
Oh my god, what a
And they wanna
fucking
kinda
clown.
Screw you over just for the sake of screwing you. So, that's really the only complaint I have at this point. Everything else is working great in this game. I'm excited to jump back into it. Today, after I beat this Chapter 6 boss, I got yet another cool boss weapon. And it seems like every boss weapon I get in this game I like, at least the last several. This one is a giant scythe that looks like you're the Grim Reaper. I'm like, oh, this is going to be
He earned
neat.
good boy
And the
points.
attack,
Reward
the attack
tendies
set
now.
looks really
Yeah, he should be rewarded. Yesterday when he beat the stream, Cat made him some dinosaur chicken nuggets. You know, those with the dinosaur shapes, and he dipped them in ranch and he ate them, and it was so delicious, you guys. It was so robust.
boss, you know? So I kind of feel like maybe that one would be crappy. But the other one seems super
delicious.
good. What you do is you raise the scythe above your head and you start to spin it like this.
Oh my god, this
and it's
fucking
an
dumb
insanely
shit.
huge area of effect, and it looks like it might hit tons of times. So imagine if you stun an enemy like a boss and it's just standing in place, and you do that, you hit it like 10
It was
extra hits,
yummy,
and then
yummy
you
in
can
his
get your
tummy.
visceral. That sounds like it could be like insane amounts of extra damage, which could work really well moving forward. So I'm very excited today, again, to jump into the game. I have no clue what's in Chapter 7, but I'm excited to explore. We have a bunch of things we have to do.
Okay,
We have,
Phil,
like, 2
let's
more
get
people
to
we
the
have talk
interesting
about
part of the
after
stream, which is
Chapter
not
6.
this.
Apparently we got to go back to the Opera House in Chapter 6 and talk to another NPC for a follow-up conversation and maybe a reward. So we've got a lot to do. And then after that,
Let's get to the
Chapter
point
7,
where
I'm
you tell
excited.
us what is
I love
happening
this
behind the
game.
scenes.
I really do. Even with the little bit of criticism I'm throwing its way, I want you to understand I'm still really, really enjoying the game, and I can't.
Banning people? Is he banning somebody? Who is he banning? Is he lean someone?
Playing a lot of it in the next
Oh
week,
yeah,
just so
somebody
everybody
said,
knows. I gotta get as far
let's
in as I can
rally to
before
get
he
those
releases
pity
it. I think the next
donations
one
and keep the momentum
isn't it Assassin's
going.
Creed Mirage is like October 5th or something like that.
Yes, I can't wait.
So we have to get going.
Actually, I can wait. Not that hype.
And keep playing a lot of this game before that hits.
It's just like 20 hours anyways.
So there you go. Now, tonight on the late stream, we're returning to Starfield for late night chill fun at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Excited because we're in the middle of the UC Vanguard faction quest line, which has been really unique and interesting. It actually started off very kind of slow and commonplace, and then all of a sudden these crazy things started happening, and the plot is wild and interesting.
Honest
and I can't wait.
question. Team divorce or not, do you truly believe that cat is a gigantic beluga sperm whale? To me it's the only logical explanation of not a single second of an appearance.
I don't think she got like super obese, but definitely inflated. I don't think, you know, she's as fat as people like to think she is.
To continue it on tonight and see where the plot goes in this faction quest even more. As you know, our Starfield nights are essentially our late night chill.
Definitely
stream,
the face, if that was her in the photo, it looks very rounded and fluffy. But I don't think she's like
when I'm playing Street Fighter, where all
massive.
I can do is focus on the gameplay. So I'm very excited for that tonight. I hope you will join me for that awesome schedule of gameplay today. But one thing that I want to also talk about before we move on to the schedule for the rest of the week is Street Fighter. And now what's going to happen, because
what
we're
is
about
going
to
to
hit a
happen?
pivotal point and a critical change in my Street Fighter 6 coverage.
Oh my god, the way he fucking says it is like he's a major gaming network, dude. A pivotal point in my Street Fighter coverage. It's so corny, it's so fucking cringe. Dude, you just wear gaming t-shirts and you call people worthless humans on Street Fighter. You're not an actual coverage guy. You don't do coverage.
Last night,
you do trash.
It was
Please be self-aware about that.
The final push, the last hurrah, the race to the finish line to get Lily to hit master ranking. Okay, and let me tell you guys, it's really hard to win with. Just to be honest, it's
really
incredible
hard.
amounts of timing, skill, luck.
So Ed's just fucking sucking his own dick right now. He's saying, oh, you guys, I became a master with this person who is really hard to be a master with. So please praise me. Please. I need that praise. I need it to pay my bills, my ego bill, my narcissism bill.
Clutch in order to win.
I need
Lily
that praise.
at high level.
Please.
She's not very
Say
good.
that you respect
She's
that.
incredibly limited with the tools and things that she has.
He's actually so... I've never seen somebody so egotistical be so upfront with the fact that they just want you to praise them. They just want you to be like so... to adore them so much. I've never seen somebody like that be so starved from the ego.
I can tell you right now, I'm thinking of Blanca. At any moment, I can drive rush forward with Blanca and do 3 to 4 different moves that are all good, they're all mix-ups, and they all lead to something damaging. With Lily, she can drive rush and press one button. That'll work. That's it. Every button works. Yes, I feel a sense of pride knowing that I got Lily Master
Bill.
with a winning record. Unlike a lot of people who are hitting Master just by simply grinding.
Wow, you're so much better than them.
Still hit Master.
Wow.
Every single character that I went to Master with has a winning record.
He is so good.
That's a big accomplishment.
He has a winning record.
Okay.
That's a big accomplishment for me. He straight up just says it. That's a big accomplishment for me. Some people brag about having successful children.
Please.
Some people brag about getting a fucking PhD. This dude is bragging about making it the master in Street Fighter with a winning fucking record. This is a big accomplishment for me. Well, that speaks more about you than it does about everybody else, Phil.
So I hope
you
guys
realize
enjoyed
that.
It was rough going, but that was great gameplay last night, because here's what happened. We hit Master ranking, and we still had a half an hour left. So I played in Master for about a half an hour, and every match was close. It wasn't like, oh, there was someone who just trounced me because we hit Master. No, they were all really good matches. To give you the stats, because I do have the stats for you guys. Let me get this open. Sorry, I forgot to get the browser open. My bad. So, with Lily, all right, last night's stream, I had 30 wins and 24 losses for a 56% win-loss ratio, which pushed me into Master.
Oh my god, we're reading fucking
Master,
stats.
I won 5 matches but lost 8. And if you watch the Master matches, you're going to see a distinct difference.
He won 5 matches but lost 8, but they were all close, you guys.
Because every match essentially is like down to the wire. You've got to do everything crazy good.
I've never seen a more unreliable narrator than Darkside Phil. Like, this dude would twist the fabric of reality itself to make himself look good. He's like a Marvel supervillain.
If you make one mistake,
he possesses powers that are so unknown to humankind and our entire species. Nobody will ever figure out how he's doing it. He's like transcending narcissism to the point where he's manifesting his own delusional reality in real life. And that reality is replacing our reality. So we're all living in Phil's world right now. It's like the Christian dimensional merge, but actually in real life happening.
Is over. Everyone is playing their safe online pattern nonsense, which is really annoying because there's a top tier character. They're just gonna get away with so much shit at that level. Really, it's ridiculous. I'm proud to have won the 5 matches I did. You know what I mean, in Master. But undoubtedly, what will happen is I will start to do better the more I play at that level. All right, which is the reason why I'm bringing this up. As of now, besides Aki, the DLC character that will release tomorrow, I'm going to stick with the characters that I've gotten to Master for the foreseeable future and try to play them at that level and get better with them. So that means Blanca, Honda, Lily. Those are going to be my 3 characters for now, that when I have these nights playing Street Fighter, I'm going to focus on trying to do well with them, to try to get better with them, and actually hang and win matches with them at that level. All right? It's going to be rough going, especially with Lily particularly. It's going to be ridiculous. You can't just play a pattern. You have to freaking play reacting
he
to...
is Doctor Strange's regarded brother, Dr. Snort. Maybe Dr. Phlegm?
Doctor Strange and Dr. Phil. That's who he is. He's Dr. Phil.
What the enemy is doing, and it's going to be a big challenge, all right? But basically, the way I see it is if I keep picking another character and another character and another character, all right, I'm never going to get to a competitive level in this game. I think I am decent. Like, I'll be honest, like right now, if I went to like a tournament, I'd probably do okay. I wouldn't get to the top 8.
Bro, you don't even go outside of your house, and he's actually making the funniest thing for me is him considering that he would go to a tournament. And not actually his performance at the tournament. I think he's going to do fine because he's been playing these games since they've existed. He can't be that bad. But what's funny is that he's actually not considering, but proposing that he might actually go outside and go in a social setting and play video games.
We win several matches and get at least, you know, into it. But to get good at this game, I have to play better players. The only way I'm going to do that is by playing the Master matches at this point. And now I've been playing the game for 4 months, and I haven't really played it at Master yet. While there's people, no exaggeration, there's people who've been playing this game since the day it came out. This is the only game they're playing. They got tons of characters to Master, and they've been grinding in Master for months.
So why don't you just say they're much better than you? That's fine. People are better than you or me in life in many ways, constantly. Stop being so fucking insecure.
You know, every video that I watch to prepare for when I do my Street Fighter nights is people grinding in Master. So I have to basically start at some point, and I think now is the time. Why on earth would I keep playing?
He waited. You guys see what he did? He waited for a couple of months, so Street Fighter is old now, and he has this excuse that people been playing it, and they're so much better, and they've been playing so much harder. Because when he got Blanca to Master, he completely gave up playing against Masters, even though that was still a possibility back then. And now, after he got like 2 more characters to Master, he got, what was it, Zangief and now Lily. Now the excuse came up, oh, you guys, I might actually start playing against Masters, but I don't expect much, because they've been like grinding, they're playing it 24/7. Oh yeah, it was Honda. It wasn't Zangief.
The game at the lower level and grinding another character and another character when I'm not really playing at the level that I should be. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep going back. It's funny.
I think so
as I
much
went through
about
the
this,
master
man.
rankings with all these characters as I was, grinding through Diamond. I fought the same people over and over. And how is it? Just think about this. How is it that a month ago I was playing with Blanca? Excuse me, not a month ago. About 2 months ago I was playing with Blanca. About a month and a half to a month ago I was playing with Honda. This month I was playing with Lily. Yet I'm still facing the same players. You know why? Because they're not advancing. Because they play their pattern play bullshit. They suck. They don't understand Street Fighter, and they're never advancing. They're just sitting there in Diamond, peripherally stuck forever. They can't ever.
Maybe they have jobs, Phil. People with jobs don't get endless amounts of time to play video games. They just play video games when they get the chance to. Maybe they just play for fun and enjoyment, and not for the ego and stroking himself.
Get out of that rank, you see?
Why are you flexing on these people? Your job is to literally just sit there and be good at the game, and you're still not that good at the game. Come on, man. Oh, it's so like, it's so, they both trying to make himself look good and putting other people down. Like random dudes that are just playing the game, that just jumped into casual. What kind of fucking insecure person does that? What kind of self-indulgent narcissist does that?
So, moving forward, that's going to be my philosophy. Let's play with Blanca, Honda, Lily.
Because, like, he shits on them when he loses and when he wins. So there's no way, there's no scenario in which he plays against someone and that guy is like a normal person. They always have to be a scrub or exploiting the game.
Master, perhaps we'll alternate between the three, but I would definitely like to start doing that to get better with the characters and get better at the game. I won't unless I do it at that level and I practice at that level, and I think it's time to do it.
Oh
Okay?
yeah, finally.
Now, of course, now that
we got all these
I'm
excuses,
gonna go back
it's
on that,
time.
because tomorrow, Aki, the second DLC character, comes out for Street Fighter 6. And so with today being Lies of P and Starfield, tomorrow will be the big update for Street Fighter 6. By the way, there isn't a gameplay update tomorrow. It's a minor one. Here's what they're doing. They're making it more strict for you to do super motions that require 2 fireballs. So for example, with Lily, my level 1 super is quarter circle forward, punch. Okay? It's a level 1 super. I've been using it a ton in the last several weeks that I've used her. It's basically her best cancel off of, low fierce punch, drive rush, low fierce punch, level 1 super. It's really damaging. But sometimes I don't want to use it. Sometimes I want to just use her Rising Thunderhawk move, which is a Dragon Punch
The
motion.
T-pose
Forward,
move.
down, forward.
T-pose?
I can tell you right now that when I do low fierce punch, drive rush, low fierce punch, I have no idea if I'm going to get level 1 super.
Phil's
or
old self
the
should be
Rising
playing Tetris on a Nokia while waiting on Meatloaf at a Cracker Barrel, not going to tournaments.
So
They'll laugh him out.
relax in reading input.
His old self, he should be doing that now.
I do exactly the same.
I
input.
really wish he would get his ego fed so much that he would show up at a tournament. I really wish that would happen, but I know that's not happening because it's Mr. Hermit right here. It's Mr. We don't go outside. It's the guy who hears a noise outside, looks out his window, closes the window, and starts shitting on the person who's making the noise, regardless of what's happening, because they're a fucking idiot somehow in some way.
But every time, and I get a different result, and that's on the game. And they're acknowledging that. Capcom is literally acknowledging that, saying, okay, we've gotten all your reports that it's too easy to accidentally get the super move when you're intending to get a special move that's a Dragon Punch motion. So we're going to change the inputs. We're going to make it more strict when you do a level 1 super. That way you'll get the super when you want it, and you won't accidentally get that Rising.
And you know what would happen if he decided to go to a tournament? He wouldn't say which one because he's terrified of detractors, and there would be pictures of him on Twitter like you're witnessing Bigfoot, like somebody spotted him in the wild, and it's like, dude, I just noticed, isn't that the guy who jerked off? And then they would post it not knowing that people are actually following this guy around, and that would get like a lot of likes.
Want it.
Would be viral,
Okay.
you guys.
So that's good. Excuse me. That might actually make it better for me. I would prefer stricter inputs. I don't like the open lax inputs. I've played Street Fighter for so long I'm used to more strict inputs, and it's crazy to me that they're not as strict in this game, and you could accidentally get shit all the time. This is why with Lily, I want to do her wind
also,
charge move,
I mean,
which is
I'm
literally down,
underestimating
down, back,
the
punch. That's all I do,
weaponized
and the game gives me a
power of
360
detractors to
input.
find stuff.
The
So
game
they would
actually thinks
find
I did a
the tournament
circle
real quick.
when all
But
I
let's
did was a
imagine they
quarter
didn't.
circle. I want you to think about that.
He just showed up
I
without
did,
even announcing
arguably
it.
1/3 of the motion required, and the game gave me the move for the full motion. Like, are you out of your mind? That's way too lax, and it leads to me losing matches. So that is cool that they're tweaking that. Anyway, so tomorrow
they're not they're not the only people tweaking.
I will be checking out Aki all day long on the first stream and second stream. First stream, we're going to take that character and bring her into her trials and tutorial. I forget what it's even called in that game, but you go in there and it teaches you the basics of the character. It teaches you the properties of each special move. It shows you some basics, and then you're going to do combo practice, which I'm going to do. We're going to practice her combos and trials to learn basic strategies. Once we've got that down and we know a few basic strategies, we're going to go to casual play and play with her in a few casual play matches. Excuse me. And see
the tiger.
how that goes. Hopefully it goes well.
Tiger is being
And then
unleashed.
we're going to go to ranked, and we're going to do her 10 ranked placement matches, and then we're going to go online and see if we can use her. I am skeptical about character. Reason being, she's a moveset based off Fang, Street Fighter 5. Fang was the worst character in Street Fighter 5. It seems like what they want to do is they want to give this character style of reach and poison another chance. And they definitely have a different moveset inputs for her. She's all-rounded inputs, while Fang was a charge character. So maybe it was the charge, right, that kind of was his detriment.
Okay, just getting a fast forward.
I guess we'll see, but I want you to give your shot. I'm going to give your shot tomorrow. And if I like the character, and that will be only maybe when the next DLC character comes out, because I own the season pass. You know, we'll see. So that's the plan. Tomorrow, it is Aki all day long. And based on, you know, how tomorrow goes, that'll help determine what we do Friday night. Saturday. On hardcore difficulty, so it's probably gonna be even longer for me. The first major game coming out of the month is Assassin's Creed Mirage, and so I'll probably Fridays. So then I made sure that I was here every Friday. Now it's fucking Thursday. It's like, dude, I can't be here every day. This is ridiculous. Every time I pick a day off, they fucking change what day games come out, and I'm getting pissed at it. Just fucking release them on the same day. Stop.
What?
Being assholes about it.
They're oh man, that gaming industry, it's the cards are stacked against Phil because they only release games on his days off. They should release it on one day. We should have game release day.
But anyway,
which I mean, I definitely think most games should release on Friday or Saturday, so the people that actually have full-time jobs, unlike Phil, can actually get more time to play them right when they're hot.
That the first available day that I'll be here. Okay? So there you go. And then we'll roll into October, which will be an exciting month. Now,
but that would mean that multiple AAA games would release on the same day, which for Phil is bad. So I don't really know what he's expecting.
Things going on. Okay, number one, tonight,
you can't ever please him. That's his gimmick.
Halloween, the 2018 movie reboot of the Halloween franchise. If you remember, they made 3 Halloween movies. It was Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. I have watched the first Halloween movie from 2018, and I'm going to review it tonight. I've got a lot to say about it, and that review will be going live over on DSP Reacts, my sister channel, where I do React content and reviews, later tonight after the late stream, okay? So I hope that you guys will join me for that. It should be a fun, it's not live stream, it's just an on-demand video, but it should be a fun review, and that's going to get my series of reviews started for the month. Every week this month moving forward, I'll be reviewing a horror movie. I'm going to alternate. First it's Halloween, then it's Scream 5, then it's Halloween Kills, then it's Scream 6, then it's Halloween Ends. All right? So lots of reviews, horror movie reviews coming this month.
Oh yeah, you guys love the reviews.
On DSP React.
Let's check out his latest review and how much positivity it got.
Month of October, I would hope that those who are submitting videos for my React show, DSP versus the Internet, will consider submitting Halloween or horror-themed videos.
Oh, that was a long time
Perfect sense
ago.
for us to be reacting to that kind of stuff in the coming month. I think it would be super fun. So I hope that people will do that. In addition to that, we're going to do a special tier maker event, which is going to be probably around the middle of the month, where we're going to rank horror movie franchises against each other
Oh, the
on a live
latest one
stream
didn't even
over on
break
DSP
1,000
Reacts. I
views.
think
That's
gonna
super
be fun,
successful.
'cause
Got
everyone
like
has something that they personally
880.
love about horror movies, right? Some people like ghost stories. Some people like slasher movies. Some people like supernatural horror. Some people like sci-fi. Some people like more gore. Some people like psychological thrillers. There's so many, right? So I feel like
I like
really
psychological thrillers. That's why I'm watching Phil. Because he constantly thrills me
I think it's gonna be
psychologically.
really cool. So,
And the suspense
there you go.
is
We're gonna have lots of
amazing.
content, special content.
It's like Hitchcock directed this pre-stream.
coming out over the month of October to pair with all the gameplay.
Because you know we're building up the things happening behind the scenes. He told you they're happening, so they're building up in the background. And at some point, there's gonna be an outburst. But unlike Hitchcock, DSP just gives you a heads up. Hey, I'm sorry if I have an emotional outburst.
I'm doing. I'm excited to review the Halloween movie tonight. I haven't reviewed a movie in months, so it'll be special to finally review a movie for you guys again and get that ball rolling for the month of October.
Yeah, this would be Hereditary in real life if Hereditary was about back issues and gout.
If it goes well, if the movie reviews
Which,
decent,
isn't
I might
it?
just do them like weekly.
They're all
moving
Hereditary.
forward. Like maybe in November, I'll just review some random movies. In
It was
December, I'll
gifted
review
a
Christmas
body
movies. I'll
with
be down for that. So let's see how it goes.
many
okay?
shortcomings.
All right. Before we get to news, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's a very good question, GMI Ginger Fro. Wonder who makes his tier list now that Arkham got booted. Listen to this. It's Derek. Derek makes his tier lists. Derek.
I would just like to remind you,
Derek.
I am an independent content creator. What does that
And
mean?
Beg.
Well, that means that I don't have any collaborations. I don't get any cross promotions. No one is out there shilling or pushing my product. All right? Basically, I'm a man alone. I make content for myself. I always have. And I share it with my audience. And we have a great relationship here because I'm a small-time guy. We're able to have fun conversations. And I don't have any paid product placements. No paid promotions. I don't play a game for money. All right, I have very limited ad placements on my streams.
Very limited
Essentially,
ad
I'm here to make
placements.
meaningful content for you, and because I don't have all of that crap shoved in to make a living,
This is so stupid.
I can be honest with all of the content that I put out. I don't have to kiss a game's butt because I don't get a benefit. I'm not getting paid by some company. And also, I don't have to unfairly slam a game for clickbait views because I'm not going to get clickbait views regardless because I'm so small.
He's so
Therefore, because of
small.
that,
This is just a guy with micro penis coming to the conclusion that he's just tiny, and you gotta deal with it.
I can do
That's kind of the same
meaningful,
energy.
honest content for an audience that appreciates it. I can do what they call curated content. All right.
Who calls that? Who calls that? What they call curated content. You're the only person to call that curated content. Nobody else does. Nobody on this planet calls this curated content. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fucking exist.
Not for mainstream digestion or consumption. Most people on YouTube wouldn't like my style of content because they like the big bloated
'Cause it
nonsense and they
sucks?
love being advertised to because they're fucking morons. Well, you guys are.
I mean, I would understand calling my stuff fucking niche content because it's obviously not fucking mainstream because I'm literally just sitting here making fun of somebody that is less known than
You're
fucking
smarter than that. That's why
anybody
you're
else.
here to enjoy a small
But him, he just does gameplay stuff.
timers content, right? And because of that, I rely on you to crowdfund and support this kind of content to keep it going, right? Because I don't have all those opportunities and things that everyone else takes advantage of. It's you who let this content continue to happen. Thank you for that. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
15 amazing years where you've supported this content and allowed it to continue and allowed me to make a living doing it. Here are some of the ways that you can support the content if you enjoy it. Number one, engagement. What does that mean? It means if you're enjoying today's stream, give it a like. Let's get this stream to 100 likes because that level of engagement brings more people to the channel. If you're watching this video on demand and you're enjoying it, please give it a like. I know that sounds silly and a lot of people take it for granted. They absolutely
They take
positively
likes
do.
for granted?
Instead of thinking, oh, I'm watching this video right now, I'll give it a like. They just don't.
What if they
Because of
don't
that,
like it?
Engagement is key, and my videos don't get recommended because of that. It's very simple. This time of year, especially as I'm playing new games, new
Ad
releases,
revenue.
it's a critical time to be liking the content if you enjoy it.
Why?
So please, if you're watching
Why though?
videos on
Why?
demand on
Why?
DSP Gaming or DSP Reaction,
Why
like
is
them,
it a
please give
critical
them a like.
time, Phil?
Also, there's interaction, meaning talking with me in the stream chat or leaving comments on videos. This is engagement, and that engagement helps the channel. It makes the channel have a higher ranking in YouTube search and all of that.
No, it doesn't.
So please consider
Not yours, anyways.
in the channel.
You're screwed, bro.
Particularly leaving comments on the on-demand videos. Something as simple as, I'm just leaving a comment to help out Phil. I like his content. That's it. That's all you got to do. And boom, that helps the channel. So please consider doing it, okay? Now, if you'd like to go above and beyond...
What does that mean?
Engagement and support in another way, there's many ways that you can do that.
What are the
Number
ways,
one,
Phil?
Super chats and super stickers. Great ways to support via YouTube systems. You get a nice message highlighted in the chat. If you do that, I'll give you a shout out as well. Thanks to anyone who uses those methods. Super thanks is exactly the same process, only on an on-demand video. Thank you to those who leave super thanks in the comments of those videos. I always make sure those comments are highlighted, liked, and I always respond to them and say thank you.
This has to be a space alien's attempt at interacting with humans. Nobody actually human talks like this. Call the men in black.
Yeah, it's so funny, man, when he just said, like, as they call it, curated content. Yeah, who, aliens?
Okay?
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
Memberships. Memberships are key to
They're
success.
key.
It is amazing how the Shilbeg session is now actually over 5 minutes long.
But it starts out with, like, a wholesome segment where he's, like, flexing about being the best YouTuber. Then he's thanking you, his community, for 15 years of mega super positive contributions. And then it's like, if you want to contribute more, here's the 1,000 ways that you can give me money. And also like my videos.
Here on YouTube.
Because now it's a crucial time. Why is it a crucial time, Phil? Is it the holiday season ad revenue? Is it that? He didn't mention. He just said it's a crucial time.
It's the paid subscription program.
So it's money?
Right? Right now, we're at 653 members. My goal for this week is to stay at 653 members through tomorrow and stick there. But every day, some memberships are expiring. So we're right there on the edge. Please consider becoming a member today. Or maybe you're someone who likes the content and you want to help the community, your fellow viewer who enjoys content here on DSP Gaming. You can gift memberships to others. You can do like
Don't matter what you say in comment equals meaningful.
Yeah, you can literally just leave a comment for the algorithm that is just nothing, and it still counts and it's meaningful because it helps them.
Bomb on the channel, and that helps a ton. So please consider doing that as well. And thank you in advance.
What is the final way?
Who contributes in that way. And then the final way that you can support the channel and the content is tipping. Tipping is a direct contribution to my PayPal. To be honest, why is tipping important? Because number one, tips are received immediately. If you tip me, I can literally use those funds today for something important, like paying a bill, buying a game, going grocery shopping. All of those things are actually funded by tips that I receive on live streams. But in addition, I receive more of a cut of tips than any other kind of contribution. Yes, all contributions help, but tips I get a bigger chunk of.
All contributions help, but tips help the most.
Makes sense that tips are something that I would promote. That's why we have some rewards for tips at $50, $100, and $150 respectively.
Why is he talking about this like it's the first time you've tuned on to his stream? He's talking about this like his stream is being audited right now. Like Moist Critical is watching this.
I'll do something silly like put on glasses.
He's giving you literally all the information of how you can give him money. And especially with the tiers goals and everything.
Whatever, okay? So thank you in advance to anyone who tips in any way and anyone who supports in any way. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Are we done?
Now time.
For your favorite segment.
Your favorite segment.
My favorite segment.
My favorite segment. It is everyone's favorite segment of the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen.
And now he's going to no-sell the DSP news.
DSP News. Yes. And now it matches my shirt. Look at that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm actually wearing my Fallout Vault Boy shirt today in honor that we're playing
that's a great start to the segment.
RPG Day, so I figured I'd wear my Bethesda RPG shirt here.
This shit sucks,
shirt, by
dude.
the way. It's so awesome.
What? Wait. I think he showed us the bald spot. Hold on.
Starfield tonight.
We need to analyze.
Day, so I figured I'd wear my Bethesda RPG shirt here. I love
Shut
this.
up. Look down. Oh man, nasty
Shirt, by the way.
Never
so
mind.
Awesome.
Pretend you didn't see it, because he just got a new haircut. He's supposed to
What's
look
that
good,
noise? There's a bird outside.
even though it's terrible.
And it's so loud that the noise from the bird is coming through the window, and it's actually
Wow, thank God this is a part of the news segment.
reflecting off of the thing behind me. I thought there was a bird behind me. No, it's
Thank
coming from
God.
outside. That was pretty funny. It actually fooled me for a second. Okay. Now, let us get to the news. So let me open up my news stories here to discuss.
Now this is the
News story number one.
groundbreaking story.
The Talos Principle 2 has
What?
a release date November 2nd. So I'm going to go add this to my release schedule.
What? Wait, what? He tells you something super boring and then leaves. After telling you that there's a super special news story that just came out about Mortal Kombat 1 that breaks the whole game and they want it suppressed. They don't want you to know this story. But first, let me go write something down in my news schedule. Sound good?
How many of you remember the Talos Principle? I actually do. It's one of those rare games that resonates in my mind.
Oh man, I'm clicking random stuff right now. I'm completely lost in the sauce. I fucked this up.
I don't think so. You know, it's been many, many years. I'm not going to go back and finish it now. And they're like, well, that's a shame because I watched the playthrough right up to the end of where you were playing it. I loved it. And it's sad that it just ended and you never went back to it.
And it's just
yeah,
ended.
you're right. And it is. It's kind of an unfinished playthrough that was really fun. And it kind of sucks. I have a large clump of fuzz on the mic.
What?
Whoa. Look at that.
That Kate jogging behind her BF in the background?
Well, if it was Cat, it would be taking way more of the screen than it actually is. So, debunked?
You're absolutely right.
You couldn't mute that first? This is such a huge ADHD segment. He would rather do literally anything else than actually have a podcast right now.
You want to know what it really is? I'll tell you in a second. Hold on. I'll tell you why that
This is such a disaster. What is it really? It's not actually hair. It's something else. Now he's going to explain to you in excruciating detail.
Why that happened? The bubbles. Because this office never used to have
My favorite segment is the DSP news.
The DSP
that
news,
problem.
yes.
Since I started blowing bubbles,
We all love it,
whenever the
dude.
bubbles land, they create a sticky surface, and now dust sticks to everything.
What? It's the bubbles' fault?
So that's
This
the problem.
dude is
This actually, I
unhinged.
just wiped it off. Now it's fine.
It creates
but
a
that's
sticky
what it is. The
surface.
dust-
Then don't blow them at your electronics, moron. Blow them at the other part of this fucking room.
just catching on, you know, if it gets sticky from the fucking bubbles. You know?
Everything is sticky
better
and
now?
moldy in his office and dusty.
Okay. Thanks for telling me. I don't
It's like
having dust all
Resident
over the
Evil
place, so I appreciate
7.
that. It's funny because there's no dust near me here, but it was all over the mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So anyway, basically, I'm curious if you'd like to see Talos Principle 2 or not. Let me know your thoughts, because people ask every year if I would go back to the original.
Oh,
The answer is
dude,
no, but-
yes. It's a puzzle game. Please, please, I want to see that. I want to see 41-year-old DSP play the Talos Principle too.
If the sequel, if you guys want to see me play the sequel, maybe I would consider it. So share your thoughts.
And then just sit there and be like, okay, well, chat, I don't know what I should do. And then he's going to go watch a bunch of playthroughs and pretend that he's figuring out stuff.
on that, okay?
That's going to be so good. We're going to get all the DSP gimmicks.
Okay. Number two, news story number two. Capcom president Haruhiro Sugimoto is saying that he thinks that their game should cost more money. The publisher has yet to join others in charging $70 for its new game releases. By the way, just for transparency purposes, this is a news story from VGC News, because I am reading it word for word, and I want you to know I'm not plagiarizing. I'm reading it straight from them. I'll give them credit. So if you were to buy Street Fighter 6
What? He's not plagiarizing?
today,
What does that even mean, dude?
it's $60.
He's not
When Resident Evil 4
plagiarizing
Remake
it.
came out,
Well, usually he's just reading tweets. That's not plagiarizing?
it was $60.
What?
Well-
What? This dude is so weird, man.
The CEO says, well, that's not fair because all our contemporaries are charging 70 and we're not. So we think that we should start charging 70. What do you guys think? Do you think that there's value added in this 10 extra dollars that we're giving to these game companies these days? I mean, think about it this way.
Depends.
Some people paid $70 for Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch.
Oh yeah, it's not plagiarizing, even though he's reading word for word, but he gave him credit. That makes it not plagiarizing. That's how you would get away with it at school. If you had to write an essay, but on top you say, I copied this essay from Johnny that sits next to me, and then you get away with it. That's not plagiarism. Also, DSP spent $120 on Street Fighter.
I'm telling you, all it is they think that the industry will allow it and support
excuse
it,
me, Mortal
and
Kombat 1.
therefore, that's why they're doing it. That's literally the only reason that they're doing it. Because they can basically rob you of 10 extra dollars. That's it. They're not putting any extra time or effort into the development of these games. It's the same fucking games, no matter what. It's just, we want $10 more from you, so give it to us. So, I mean, if you support that, but I think what was nice was that there's certain game developers that weren't doing that. It's like they respect you, right? But now Capcom's like, well, I guess respect doesn't mean nothing. We could have been making more money, right? So, you tell me what you think, but I don't know, man. I'm not sold on the $70 model. I don't feel that the games that we've been paying $70 for in the last 2 years or whatever have supported that price point.
Yeah, a lot of them are just broken and lacking features at launch.
Length, graphics, nothing. Tell me what has been groundbreaking in video games that we should pay them 10 extra dollars for them. I haven't seen it at all. So why are we paying 10 extra dollars for them then? I don't know. You tell me, because I'm at a loss. I certainly don't. I don't have an answer. Okay? So there you go. Anyway, maybe the Capcom CEO should be not publicly saying these things because people will report on what he says and he's going to look stupid. Our next news story. It is official. This one was in the works. SAG-AFTRA members have done a vote. Okay? 98.32% of the members have voted yes, they want to go on strike for the video game industry. For those who don't know, Insomniac, Disney, WB, Epic Games, Activision, and EA all have those workers in unions. So that means everyone working for those companies is going on a strike. Okay? So you might wonder, well, what does this strike mean? Well, basically what it is voice actors are saying that they have been massively underpaid, that they have not been treated as their contemporaries are in other forms of entertainment media. For example, you know, the people who act in movies or TV shows are treated a certain way. They even become kind of celebrities, right? Why is it that in the games industry, which, by the way, we should say this, the games industry is the biggest entertainment industry in the world. Do you understand that?
Phil paid $120 for SF6 and buys 70 games with no complaints, but has not sold on the $70 games.
Well, because, you know, he always got the excuse that it's for his business. So he kind of has to do it, you guys. He has no choice. Except the $120 deluxe editions that he just buys and the microtransactions. Because he's always been staunchly against microtransactions, but he's always supported him with his wallet. So I guess it's just DSP.
Not, oh, it's small potatoes because it's for kids. It makes more money. Than any other entertainment medium. In fact, if you add the other entertainment mediums together
AAA
into
games
one,
might be made.
they don't
Sounds
make as
good
much
to
money
me.
as video games.
Yeah, well,
Music,
I would
movies,
always
TV,
rather have
sports,
less of
add
them, but
all
better.
Together, they don't make as much money as video games. So why is it that video games are still treated unprofessionally? The voice actors don't get paid nearly as much. Are you aware that most voice actors today in any of these major games need to do the mocap work too? They got to have all those balls all over their bodies. They got to do fucking movements and voice capture.
All those
and stuff like that, or,
balls.
face capture and shit like that. You know, take a look at a game like Starfield. You know that those actors were doing or face capture, you know, shit
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff like
man,
that.
because that looks so good.
Why
Because that
are
looks
they
so
basically
good.
underpaid compared to
The
everyone else
the Starfield mocap. Wow, it's so good, man. That's the best
in the
example.
industry. They're actually doing, in some cases, more work, but they're being paid less. Oh, that's just a video game. It's a joke. It's a kids thing. So get paid way less. Huh?
It's a,
So,
who says this though? That's a like a straw man argument. It's a kids thing, so they get paid less. Who said that?
I think that's what they're going on strike for.
Who thinks that?
What's going to happen is basically what just happened in the
I think executives just pay them less because they can get away with it. People do stuff that they can just get away with, even though they know it's the wrong thing to do. But they can get away with it.
Industry with writers, the writers' strike, where production will halt. Any games that are being developed by those companies that have voice actors involved, the production will halt because they will refuse to do any work. They can continue to develop the game, but anything that involves the voice actors and the actors themselves will be frozen until an agreement is reached between the guild and the companies. So I guess the question is, what's going to happen, right? Now, the other thing...
Tiger segment?
Jasper's going into my holiday.
Oh no, Jasper segment.
The other thing is, and this is something that actors are striking on in Hollywood, is the use of AI. Meaning, once you actually get scanned, okay, now that character model can be used to have your character in future games, movies, or TV shows without you even being there. So imagine you're Johnny Depp, and you're in a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, okay? So they scan you for CGI segments, which is great. Use my CGI during the action segments or whatever. But then all of a sudden, they make more movies, and they have Johnny Depp's character, Jackton Cap Sparrow.
Wow, the gin brain is kicking in.
Jackton Cap Sparrow.
Wow, that's so funny.
We had a new parody name. All right, let's
That's not how parody names work.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Imagine that character shows up in other movies and TV shows. But it's not Johnny Depp. He's not paid for it. He's not employed at all. They just, oh, well, we scanned your character. We own him, so he's in this next show now. But I didn't do any work for you. You didn't pay me. Yeah, we don't need you. We scanned you. Huh? So essentially what they're saying is they own your likeness no matter what. How does that make sense? They own you. It's you. How can they own your likeness, right? So that's what they're doing.
Phil charges $4 a month for nothing because he can get away with it. He is the last person you should listen to about pay distribution.
You know what? Yes, and furthermore, he charges $20 per month on the shitty React channel just because he can get away with it. Just because people didn't complain enough. And he didn't realize that $20 to submit a video for some drunk fuck to react to is not reasonable.
In Hollywood. And that's why currently actors are striking. One of the
You're
reasons
right,
is,
Logan.
And
He has no idea. He has no idea how things are priced or what they cost. And again, I'm not fucking supporting not paying voice actors for their work or using their work without paying them. I think everybody should be paid fairly according to what type of work they said, what kind of contract they signed.
Sure, this is another thing.
But I mean, this dude is not the guy to stand on a soapbox and pretend like he's representing somebody and his voice is speaking on behalf of other people when he doesn't know anything.
With voice actors and mocap actors in video
Captain
games, they're probably gonna be wanting
Sparrow.
the rights to some of that too, so they can't just endlessly use your likeness without your permission. So, I guess we'll see what happens, and we'll see again. Will games be delayed just like Hollywood was? Hollywood's strike of the writer's strike just.
Here is my counter argument. They don't deserve it.
I think they do. That's my counter argument. So it's me against you. There you go.
I don't need or want Hollywood actors in my games.
Unless it's Willem Dafoe. If it's Willem Dafoe, I want him in all my games. I want him to be Spider-Man and Batman.
Extended. So now the writers can write again.
And all the Ninja Turtles. I want him to voice everybody. I want just Willem Dafoe all over the place.
Now the actors are still on strike.
But sometimes they work out, and most of the times they don't. But when they work out, it's pretty fun.
Right. So that's got to be resolved. Now we've got voice actors on strike and mocap actors on strike.
But voice actors are voice actors for a reason, because they're really good at it.
I don't know. We're going to find out. It's the first time this has ever happened in the video game industry. It's unprecedented, so we don't know how it's going to affect production of video games. We'll have to see. Like I said, because we talked about this story earlier where it was going to happen but hadn't happened yet, and we were talking about potentially how it could affect the industry. I'll tell you what, full-on remasters and remakes everywhere. Like, literally every game will be a remaster remake, since they're just going to use the old assets that they already own, and they don't need voice actors or mocap actors for that. you know, or these, you know, shitty free-to-play mobile games, stuff like that, that kind of crap. Every game's going to be like that. Games as a service until the strike ends and then they'll get back to work on the bigger and more epic games with real actors again. So just prepare yourselves. We may have a year of shit. Like literally, we might have a year of shit. We'll
Okay, that's fine. We're already having a year of shit.
Okay. Are you ready for this final story?
Inflation and all.
This is the big one, folks. This is one that developed overnight. And if you haven't heard about it yet, it's
So this is the big one. That's why he kept it to himself for like an hour now.
probably intentional. Are you ready for this?
Oh, this is the story they don't
Ladies and
want you to
gentlemen,
know about.
A horrendous programming error has been discovered in Mortal Kombat 1. The error is so bad that it literally is going to negate any competitive results that the game has had since it released about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Okay.
Wow, this is some clickbait shit,
There's been
Bill.
tournaments in this game
Some mad clickbait. Let me hear it.
already, and they're basically null and void. Do you want to know what the bug is? You ready? Here it is. The game has a distinct... Just got really bright. Hold on. It must be
Really?
brighter outside. Look how bright it is on my
Really?
camera. Oh my God.
Really? This what's actually gonna happen? Really?
Okay, let's try that again. Ready?
Oh my god, this dude is the fucking
Mortal
worst.
Kombat 1 has a distinct player 1 advantage. Some combos will only work when player 1 performs them. If you are player 2, certain moves and combos will just whiff for no reason. Basically, what this is an issue that actually was present in Mortal Kombat 9 at launch. It was discovered.
No. Read the article. We don't want the DSP interpretation. Read the article. I want the actual info. I want to be informed. Not the basically. I don't want the basically. I want the article. What did the article say? What did the news story say? What are the facts? I don't want Jin Brain Man to be summarizing stuff for me.
And the good news was at that point, Mortal Kombat 9 had not been considered competitive yet. So no one was rushing out to do tournaments and events and things for it yet. It's because, again, remember, in the 2000s, the Mortal Kombat games were not considered competitive. They were party games.
Oh my
for people playing at
god.
home. Everyone thought it was just like a kiddie game with violence, you know, for teens, angsty teens. And then when they rebooted it for Mortal Kombat 9,
Talk
within,
about
you
the
know, a
story.
year, people started taking it seriously.
What is the
There was a tournament
story?
scene for it and stuff like that again.
What is the story?
This was a bug initially with Mortal Kombat 9 that they patched out. It's back for Mortal Kombat 1. It's like, well, we're rebooting the story. We might as well reboot the same bugs that we had over a decade ago. Why not? Right? Now, here's the thing. You could easily have figured this out if they had accurately play tested the game with people who understood the competitive nature of fighting games. You know what this says? They didn't. They didn't bother having people play test the game who knew what the fuck they were doing so that they could practice this stuff. So we've got people now who have the game and they're, you know, taking characters in a training mode and they're on the P1 side and it all works. It all works because in training mode, you're always P1. You see? So if you're labbing, you think everything is fine. Then you go online to play the game and you're on the player 2 side and your combos don't work. And you're like, why
Oh
the
my
fuck did the combo
God.
drop? I don't understand what just happened.
Dude, give us the story, not your fucking experience with it. Because now he's going to say, oh, I told you guys, this happens to me all the time.
Well, guess what? They programmed the game wrong.
But it's with such a major news story, you got to look at the details. You got to actually read the story. And this is not it. This is not coverage. This is not gaming news. This is just some dude talking about his own anecdotes, experiences, and shit.
They actually fucked it up. So anyone who's been playing this game in tournaments in the last week, you literally didn't play the game. Player 1 always had an advantage. Player 2 was at a
In this like super, like through the DSP mindset and through his vision of in interpretation, I would say is the correct word. Through his interpretation of the story, this is what comes out. But the actual story might be completely different. That's why I don't believe him for a second here.
advantage no matter what. So if you won on the player 1 side, you probably didn't even earn your win because you got your combos while player 2 couldn't do them. How fucked up is that? Right? So here's the thing. This was discovered last night, and players started posting it up on the Mortal Kombat Reddit forums and started making YouTube videos about it. But NetherRealm is not addressing the issue. People have been putting this everywhere. Please address this. This is actually broken. It can't be a competitive game like this. We need you to analyze and fix this right away. And for some reason, on Reddit particularly, they're not.
They actually addressed it. The first thing that comes out, and you can test this if you don't trust me, I looked up MK1 Player 1. The first thing that comes out is Mortal Kombat 1 devs address controversial Player 1 advantage issue. And I'm actually going to read through the article, unlike Mr. Phil. Mortal Kombat players have spotted a glitch that puts online users in the position of Player 2 at a technical disadvantage. The subreddit was flooded with these reports earlier this week. According to the YouTuber who broke the news, the Player 2 receives a large hurt box and deals less damage than their opponent. In addition, Player 1 will nail certain combos that Player 2 can't land for reasons unknown, and it's demonstrated in the video. Thankfully, NetherRealm Studios have been notified of the problem due to user reports. The certain Redditors shared a screenshot of what appears to be a report ticket that shows an investigation into Player 1 advantage in progress. So there we go. And on the Warner Brothers Games bug reporting portal, this particular report does appear to be on top at the in progress section.
Not even like doing.
So this dude is not just like covering the news badly, he's just misrepresenting it and spreading misinformation.
Anything like they're not highlighting the thread.
And this is literally the first link that comes up. The first link.
They're not prioritizing it, even though there's video evidence. People have tested it. It's all over YouTube. This is happening right now. No one seems to want to talk about it in the actual bigwig community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious what's going on. Could it be that NetherRealm doesn't want people to not buy and play their game now because they fucked it up? And they don't, you know, maybe it's a...
And now it's just literally lying. Literally lying and misinformation. Well, what if they don't want you to know this because they fucked up the game intentionally?
It's not.
They don't want to fix
players
it.
Who've been kissing this game's ass for the last week, you're telling me they didn't figure this out? Like, this is really weird. For me, I'm not
really
a Mortal
weird.
Kombat
Conspiracy
guy,
news.
As you know. I don't like Mortal Kombat 1. I played it online 3 times. I don't like the game. I think it's too delayed. I just think the basic gameplay mechanics are too simple for me to enjoy, and I don't like it. So for me, I've already dropped it. So thank God, because can you imagine every time you play online when you're on the Player 2 side, this is why your combos don't work? Like, why the fuck would I play the game then? And the truth is, right now, if I was trying to play the game competitively, I would just hard stop. Why would I waste my time trying to play this game when you know you're going to lose on a P2 side because your shit doesn't work? Right? Fuck that. This is the equivalent of going to an arcade tournament from back in the day.
I thought he was going to say a restaurant.
In a cabinet, and one side, all the controls are pristine and work, and on the other side, the controls are busted, and they just tell you play your tournament match anyway. So what are you talking about? No, my controls are fucking busted. I would never do that. What are you, out of your mind? And they were like, well, oh, well, too bad. Player, you're disqualified. That's happened. I've been to tournaments where that's happened. B5 was one of them. That was a long time ago. That was like the late 90s, early 2000s. But I've been to tournaments like that. And essentially, that's what the situation is. Can you imagine if there's someone who is planning to run a tournament this week for Mortal Kombat 1 and now this story is hitting? They're like, fuck, my tournament is going to be worthless. Do we go on with it? Do we cancel it? That's a big financial issue for people. You know, maybe you put a lot of money and time into organizing a Mortal Kombat 1 tournament, and now the tournament is going to be worthless, and people might not even show up to it because NetherRealm fucked up. They're selling a broken, inferior, you know, game that shouldn't be out like that. So,
are we done?
Yeah. This is terrible. You know, this is very bad for NetherRealm and Mortal Kombat. For me, I don't care. I'm not playing it anyway. Maybe I mean, thank God, maybe I made the right decision. You know what they say? Things happen for a reason, and maybe there was a reason why I played it and didn't like it. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to drop it. Thank God, right? Because imagine if I had all these big plans to play the game. I'm serious. I would not be playing it this week anyway. Now that this has been discovered, I'd be like, what's the point? Every time I get on the P2 side, I'm going to end up dropping all my shit, you know?
Yeah, all my shit. This is fantastic.
So,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to recap the super chats after this. I'm going to play all the pop-ups in the TTS. Sundar is going to have a field day.
That's going on right now in the game, and that's awful, obviously. and I hope that they fix it sooner rather than later because that could kill their entire game. I guess we'll see. But I'll let you know if more stuff happens because like
he's gonna let you know, you guys. He's covering all the news
because this happened almost 24 hours ago. It was discovered and videos started going on YouTube. Have you heard anyone in the tournament team talking about it yet? Have you heard NetherRealm say a word about it yet? You want?
Yeah.
Know what I saw yesterday? Ed Boon posted up on Twitter, oh, here's all the 9 out of 10 reviews we got. And what's hilarious about his post on Twitter, literally every outlet that gave the game 9 out of 10 is not an outlet that plays competitive fighting games. Not one of them was like a fighting game website or anything. It was like, you know, a bunch of indie sites you never heard of and like Game Informer and GameStop. And that was it. I'm like, wait a minute. So where's every single fighting game site? What are they reviewing your game? Because you literally took people who don't understand fighting games and took their fucking scores. You didn't take anyone who understands games competitively. So what is, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what Ed Boon's busy with. All right. Anyway, guys, that is it for news. I hope you enjoyed this segment today. It was a good one. And
it was a good one.
Positive follow.
Fucking fantastic.
I see many people joining the stream. Welcome everyone. I'm sure.
Yeah, get fucked, Darkside Phil. Let's recap the catch B-shits. Where do we get? Okay, here.
Mel Gibson should have starred as Max Payne, not Mark.
I can't really imagine the Mel Gibson narration for Max Payne. Really, I can't. So I'm kind of missing on the joke here. I got gin brain.
Imagine Phil as a weatherman. Will, I just looked out my window and it's not raining, so I doubt there's rain in your area.
Yeah, that's the DSP weather report. Well, it's like a full Sunday today, but I don't know. There's some fucking idiots are saying it might rain, but who knows?
I bet you most of his wins were as player 1.
I don't know. You could probably find the lore on this one.
This
you
is
can
why
research
you don't
it.
diversity hire. NRS lol.
I don't think that has anything to do with that. Maybe the testing issue, or I don't know. I really don't know.
Addressing the problem means saying Phil found out we're greedy dunces. He's always right. We apologize, Daddy.
Yeah, dude. That's how they should report it. We have officially discovered YouTuber Darkside Phil is onto us.
Going to a sandwich shop with your cat and you're only able to get bread while your wife is able to get meat and condiments.
That's exactly it. The equivalent of going to a sandwich shop. That's just like it.
This is not news. This is him just taking a nugget of truth and exaggerating. He is a mouth drooler and MK1 detractor.
You know
Sound
what?
good?
When it comes to plagiarizing, I wish he could have just plagiarized that whole article. So at least we would get the actual article and not the DSP spin of the article, which is always worse than the actual article because, I mean, it's the DSP spin.
Many of you are coming for Lies of P in a few minutes. Thank you for being here. Let's now get to the shoutouts of the stream. Okay?
Let's get to the shoutouts.
With K Styles 1998, who has
Whoa, K Styles.
28 months at
K Styles took a break from replying to detractors on Twitter with the same gifs over and over and over again to extend his membership. Epic.
Ultra supporter level. Thank you so much, K Styles, for your ongoing support of DSP.
Yeah, thanks for K Styles. K Styles is a legend, dude.
I very much appreciate that. Thank you. What? I swear I did a capital G, but I guess I didn't. Let's fix that. There we go. Cool. Also, Kareen, we have the membership for 3 months. Just hope things get better. Thank you, Kareen. And Genesis Gaming, we have the membership for a whopping 19 months at the super supporter level. Thank you for that. This is 19 months. That is no lie. Well, I don't think you can lie about that, right? Thanks for 19 months of support. Very nice. Okay. So on the tip side of things, I do have an update. If you remember, in the last few days, a couple different tips got frozen by PayPal. Why were they frozen? I don't know.
Maybe the guy sending them was suspicious.
I still, to this day, don't know what causes that. It just
frozen
happened. All right. Well, the update I have for you is that the 2 tips cleared.
Yo, the villain has become a member. You guys know the villain. You know, everybody loves the villain.
The problem is when the tip's clear, all it says is that a tip is cleared for this amount. It doesn't tell me the message that the person included with the tip. So I can shout out 2 tips, but all I can say is thanks anonymous and anonymous. Because I can't see the message, so I don't know if you guys put names or messages with these
How much money, though?
Somersault sounds euphoric against failed snort sacks. Too bad, it's still not enough to clear them up for good.
No, he needs a Hogan leg drop. That's what he needs. An actual leg drop into the snort sacks.
That sucks ass. because that's stupid. Obviously, I would want to give you credit and shout out and see what you wanted to talk about. And apparently I can't do that. When PayPal freezes it, it's just a big mess. All right? So, first of all...
Remember when NRS devs were saying they were getting PTSD over animating the fatalities in MK11? That was funny of.
Yeah, but they made those people watch actual gore videos. So I understand them, but that kind of comes with the territory when you're making a game where the kind of the selling point is gore.
There was a $5 anonymous tip, and I believe that one was 2 or 3 days ago.
Kind of understand. If you gotta sit there and just watch a bunch of live leak videos of people getting executed and like people just literally dying on camera, I don't know how I would feel about that.
So I will do an animation and say thank you to whoever that was, because you
thank you to whoever that was,
because you tipped $5 and I couldn't shout it out immediately. Well, whoever you were, thank you very much. Sorry I can't read your message because
just read out their email. Give a shout out to the email. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Adam. You know, like that.
And then
what do we get? A massive contribution. Let's get a massive contribution.
There was also
$100 tip.
A $4.20 tip.
Whoa.
And I believe that one was yesterday that one was frozen.
Oh, and that was frozen from yesterday.
Again, I can't see the message attached to it. So all I will say is thank you whoever did the $4.20
delayed release
tip. Again, I very much appreciate your support. I'm sorry that I can't see who you were and read out your message. So we start off today with $9 in tips because the frozen ones have unfrozen. Okay? Outside of that, that's what we're... Oh, wait, hold on. The Villain has re-upped their membership at 28 months at the super supporter level.
Yes.
2 years of support to The Villain. I appreciate that very much.
The Villain. The epic incel.
That's what we've got for now. If more contributions come in, I will tag me in the chat. We'll do. What's going on?
And we're doing Q&A.
It's life. Lives.
Oh, wait. Okay, so we got the life segment.
Ready for legendary gameplay of Lies of P? Me too. I'm excited for what Chapter 7 will bring us in this new weapon. Common Frenzy says, hope you feel better. Sorry, things have been crazy. Yeah, it's life. Shit behind the scenes. Again, I prefer not to think about it, so stop bringing it up. But...
Stop bringing it up. You're bringing it up.
Thank you for the sentiment.
Stop bringing it up.
Mango says, can you do a TLC remix? No shills. No.
Everybody got shit going on behind the scenes. They just don't bring it up.
Shills.
You choose what to bring up and what not to. He had a whole disclaimer segment.
Go plug in shitty games. Just stick to the indies and the ones that are actually good. No, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck that.
Yeah, here's to all the people that are gonna ask me to make a song out of it. And I actually might. Who fucking knows?
Okay. Alex says, did you get a haircut? Looks good. Yeah, on my day off last week, I got a haircut. Yep.
It looks good. Who said that? Super Blind Man? It even accentuates his uneven hairline even more now that he got a haircut.
Double M, yes, I beat the Chapter 6 boss at the very last moment.
And you're gonna notice if I flip the camera around, because if I flip the display screen, you're gonna be shocked. You will definitely notice that. Look at this. You see? You notice? Oh, you definitely notice. I'm gonna try and brainwash you like this until you stop noticing. Did you stop noticing? Okay. Sounds good.
Took 2 hours and we did it. It was crazy hard, but I got it done. Sunday says, does Liza P have a season pass? No, to my knowledge, right?
No, if it had, he would have bought it already.
I don't think so. I mean, I got it. Stupid bug just flew by, a little gnat. I got it on Game Pass, so I wouldn't even know. But I don't think it has any additional content that you can buy. Hold on. I could probably go to the game page. Great Vanini's signature coat and the Great Vanini's glasses.
Yeah, you need that.
That's literally it.
You need that. Buy it.
It's $9.
Yeah, go for it.
That's all you get?
Good stuff.
A coat and glasses?
You get less in Champions.
For $9? Wait a minute.
Why is this a part of a podcast segment?
They pulled a Starfield. So if you had spent the extra $9 on top of having Game Pass, you would have been able to play this game a few days early. I didn't even know that, because remember, we were going to play Mortal Kombat 1 early, so that's what I did. I didn't know that. So if you paid $9, you could have played it like the week before. I had no idea.
He loves when people do that.
Okay.
That's why he does it.
There's no season pass. There's... Ugh. Hair in my mouth. There's no downloadable content for the game at all besides that. That is it. Okay? Okay. Wow. Where do I go? Where do I start? Okay?
Where do you start? You got contributions? You got a lot of people asking you questions?
So, I guess we'll start on the YouTube side. Trigger, we have this membership for 2 months. Says, do you prefer modern or classic Sonic games? Oh, man. Well, if you say modern Sonic, we got to talk about Sonic Frontiers from last week.
No, we don't. We can actually skip that. We don't actually have to talk about it at all.
You may want to just email me and say, if you had to send it over, Sonic, 3D Sonic stays good, because Frontiers was a good start. Okay? Seals has done a $5 super chat and says, hey, Phil, I'm wondering, will you accept fan art? How to send it over? Much love. Yes, I do. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to use it, but I accept fan art.
Unless it's really good. Like all of his fan art.
If you do email me, what you may want to do is not attach the art, because if you do, there's a chance it's going to get caught in my spam filter. You may want to just email me and say, hey, I have some art I'd like you to see.
So trolls.
Or whatever.
Trolls. All the trolls out there that are emailing him, don't put attachments in.
In the email.
Okay.
Maybe upload
Sound
it
good.
somewhere or whatever. You know, people try to send me stuff all the time and I never see it. And I'm like, well, why didn't you, Phil, why didn't you respond? Why didn't you do that? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, well, I sent you a bunch of files. Well, obviously I didn't see them. It went right to my spam filter, right? So probably like a third party, you know, upload site or something like that would be the better idea if you want to give me some fan art. It's up to you, however you want to do it.
He's literally telling you how you control him. And he's very clear with it. He's giving you exact instructions on how you control him.
But emailing me is probably the best way to reach me.
Sounds good.
Okay? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. An anonymous super chatter. Now, just listen to this. You gotta love this. I know I shouldn't watch detractors. They're saying Jasper's dying. You're having marital issues. You have cancer. I really hope it's neither. Just worried. First,
they're saying he got cancer.
Well, I hope it's none of those, because neither would be either or. It would be two. And you said 3 things, so that's incorrect grammar. Number 1. Number 2. Of course they're gonna say crazy shit like that. This is all they do. This is literally all they fucking do, is they make shit up. Have I given you any indication whatsoever what is going on in my personal life? Have I given you any inkling or iota of what it could possibly be? No. So what's the point of speculating besides clickbait views for money?
Money? Sure,
so anyone who made a video about it?
Sure.
Enjoy your clickbait views for money. You're scum.
Doesn't he know that, like, people can make way more money covering actual irrelevant people and not dark side fucking Phil? You can make a video on Logan Paul right now and get like 50K views, not money.
You're trying to benefit off of
just
someone
instantly
else's misery to make money by making up conspiracies, and you can go fuck yourself. You are the worst kind of people on this planet, and we would all be better off if you would just go away. Please do. Leave us all alone.
Sound good. Sound good. I'm leaving now.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put Seals up on the leaderboard, because that's more important and more
Jasper is dying and he got cancer, you guys. Did you hear that? He just confirmed it. They're getting divorced. And he got cancer. And Jasper is dying. All at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Continuing on, we have a couple tips that have come in.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Some tips.
$2 tip from Big Larry Gaming. I'm sure both those tips were mine. Both got frozen. It probably was then.
Oh, wow.
I was saying that I've been watching your Rocket League gameplay. It looked like you were having fun. Would you ever play it?
Wait a minute, DIDNT DSP watch 911 for views.
Yeah, he did. And the next day, he sent people over to the React channel so they could check out his reaction to 9/11.
Again,
which had footage of people's last words. They were literally, before they died, they recorded himself. They called somebody and it was recorded. He reacted to that. And then he sent people over to that channel to check it out because it's entertaining, meaningful content.
You know, for the time that Rocket League became a free-to-play game,
and now we're talking about Rocket League. This is super skippable.
Ago, where it was a free for PS Plus game. I guarantee you, if I tried to play Rocket League, I would just get my ass handed to me constantly. Sadly, that is the downfall of games like that. It's kind of like fighting, right? Let's say you buy a video game 3 years after the fact it released. You're probably fucked. You'll probably never be able to get into it because everyone else is light years ahead of you. That's why it's so important, if you're going to plan on playing a fighting game competitively, that you get in at the ground level at the start when everyone else is at square one, so you can be there right along with them, learning the strategies and the meta of the game. If you jump in years later, you're probably screwed. So with a game like that, honestly, I don't think I'd be able to have the casual fun that I had that summer, because everyone else playing now is just so hardcore at it that the fun is gone. But I could be wrong. I'm just saying that's kind of my take. I probably wouldn't go back anyway, okay? Okay.
Oh, I love this disclaimer in the end. I could be wrong.
I received another tip.
Can we do that after the DSP news segment? Just say, well, you know what? I could be wrong about all of this. So don't take it that seriously. It's not like a news segment or anything. You know what?
Tip
Sound good.
From Tony Meatball. What a name. Cool.
Why is it a crazy name?
Tip. Perhaps this is their first tip ever.
Oh, they're testing the tips.
I got a name for you, Tony Meatball. And that is the biggest tip today, actually. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Let's see what you have to say there, Tony. For to offer, Tony Meatball says, the only games I would pay $70 for would be GTA games. They're very few. Each one has a lot more to offer. There's tons of improvements on every aspect of the game. Also, you should play Ghost Runner 2 that's coming out this month. There's a demo out. One more thing, you should
Dude, he is not playing Ghost Runner 2.
Shadowbox.
That's like a super anti-DSP game, because you got to do everything fast and at the same time. Not at the same time, but at once.
In between your Street Fighter matches.
And if you fail,
muscles.
you
That's
reset.
Stupid.
You're not doing it.
Sorry, that's an incredibly stupid idea.
Never happening.
That's probably some meme from another streamer.
Was this stupid idea from a streamer?
You should start shadow boxing in between your Street Fighter matches to relax muscles. That's incredibly stupid. That
was just a joke.
Stupid idea. I don't know who. That's probably some meme from another streamer or something, right? Anyway.
Sure. But your memes are great.
Ghost Runner. Was that not the game that had parkour, but it was a first-person combat game as well, where you do like first-person sword combat? Because I think Kat and I a year or two ago was watching someone playing it, and it just didn't look very good. It looked very clunky. And so after looking at that, I was like, nah, I'm never gonna want to play that. But I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what it is. I guess it's coming out with the sequel though. Jade, what's going on? How are you today, Jade? Welcome to the stream. Okay.
Hey, Jade is
so we
here.
got a little bit more
Shout
time.
out to
If anyone else
Jade.
has any other questions? Comment Frenzy says, you have any advice for getting oil stains out of clothes? Yes, try washing.
Dude, shout out to Jade. In MK1, he has 61 wins and 77 losses. Big ups, Jade.
That's all I can say. More time.
What is he no
if anyone
selling?
else has any other questions? Comment Frenzy says, you have any advice for getting oil stains out of clothes? Yes, try washing them.
Oil stains out of clothes, but you know that
That's all I can say.
they don't even get washed with, you know, it's oil stains. You know, never mind, Phil. Never mind. Why do we even bother?
Wash the clothes. Scrub them. Arthur says, I've been away for a while. Hopes all is well. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, you hear about Mortal Kombat Onslaught. Congrats on Master Lily. Yeah, so Mortal Kombat Onslaught is that mobile game coming out, right? I think it's a RPG Mortal Kombat game coming out in October, but I don't know much about it. It's weird because I guess in some markets it's been out already. Only in certain countries is it not out yet, and mine is one of them. So I might look into it. You know, being that Mortal Kombat 1 is a dud for me, I'm certainly not going to be very hyped for Mortal Kombat, the mobile game coming out in a month. You know, it is what it is, I guess. But I might look into it. We'll see.
It's a mobile game. He's going to give it a shot. Of course, he's not going to stream it, because obviously.
Phone booth with Kiefer Sutherland. I have no idea. Is it a movie? By the way, it got windy and it just blew my
And we're getting up again. This is like the 4th time he's done it. That's some great content, dude. So it gives people more chance to send him questions.
I have no interest in, here's why. I didn't have interest in F-Zero back in the day. When I was younger, on the Atari, I played racing games like pole position, stuff like that. I guess I really never owned a single game. Deodorant stick?
What was the question? Does he use a deodorant stick?
Best flavor of deodorant stick?
Oh, best flavor. And this is the answer you get.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm educated and qualified to answer that question.
He doesn't use one. That's why.
Yikes.
He smells like alcohol and broken dreams.
For some reason, you can't purchase a membership on mobile. I don't know what to tell you. Plenty of people have. And it could be that you're on a brand account. But I don't know how brand accounts work. But a brand account seems to be limited with what they can do with memberships. I don't know. Is Kiefer in that movie physically besides his voice? Odd to name that movie and him instead of Colin Farrell. I still don't know what you're talking about. Do I like B-horror movie flicks like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and Sleepaway Camp? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is so ridiculous. I saw it at Blockbuster Video. I rented the first and second movies when I was young, and they are the dumbest movies ever. But they're entertaining B movies for sure. Like, if you want to laugh your ass off at stupid movies, those are dumbass movies that you will laugh at. I've never seen Sleepaway Camp, so that I can't answer. Shout out to Trav Housen, who just did a super chat. Thank you to Trav Housen for the super chat. Appreciate that. Let's get that on the leaderboard. There we go. I have to think back to all the TLC songs. I mean, the only ones
TLC
that come to mind
songs.
are Waterfalls and Scrub.
No Scrubs, yeah.
Insanely played on the radio back in the day. I'm sure they had other great songs. I couldn't remember any of them right now.
Yeah, it's no Scrubs, Phil. But it applies to him, so it's a touchy subject.
Video game. No, I don't know what that is. Or do I? Was it that first-person narrative-based game that I played on Game Pass like a year or 2 years ago, something like that? Maybe I did.
No, we don't care about gaming.
Okay, for sure.
This is not a gaming stream.
Do I like singing karaoke? I don't think I've ever sang karaoke once in my life.
Wow,
Not a singular time have I sung karaoke.
That's pretty sad.
So, I don't
Because
know
you
if I like
usually
it or
sing karaoke with your friends.
not. The thing is with postnasal drip, it's hard for me to maintain like notes and or singing without having to clear my throat constantly. It sucks. It's true. If I'm doing a bad postnasal drip, I'm constantly having to clear my throat and shit, so I can't sing.
Dude, he got the drip going, so he can't even do karaoke, you guys. He's crippled. He's actually like low functioning.
It sucks ass. I used to be much clearer when I was younger. The older I'm getting, the worse it's getting. Nothing I can do about that.
And it's getting worse. Imagine him streaming like 5 years from now.
Camp is based off.
Well, I'm gonna take your word for it. I haven't seen it. Do they got sex in it? Am I gonna love it? Is Derek gonna love it?
Sunday says, I can't wait for the next Yakuza game. Well, there are no more Yakuza games. They're now called Like a Dragon. We got Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who forgot his name, but tattooed it on his forehead.
He has to go super fucking semantic on the
That's the name
guy.
of the game, right? That one comes out, I think, in November, and that's Game Pass. And then we've got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. That's the turn-based RPG, and that's coming out in January. So we've got a more traditional style Like a Dragon game, action-based, in November, and then we got the next RPG in January. 2 of them. That's pretty crazy. Do I have thoughts on Phantom Liberty? No. I have 0 thoughts on Phantom Liberty, and I never will, thankfully. Yes, there was a helicopter going over my house, or a plane. It was very loud.
It was a helicopter, yeah.
I have seen the movie Memento. Yes, I have.
Oh, yes.
It's a confusing-ass movie.
Why?
People have actually taken it and edited it to play it in the correct order. And
no, that's actually not true. It's an official cut.
A hot hair iron in a poontang.
Oh, that sounds cool. I should check it out. But the Memento actual cut is from the studio, I believe.
The whole movie makes sense, and it's
not people edited it, and it's also not the way you're supposed to be watching it, because that kills the whole gimmick of the fucking movie. What are you, fucking stupid?
Not that interesting. It really isn't. When
you ruin the whole gimmick of the movie, it's not that interesting.
Order, it's just not that interesting. It's only as you're trying to watch the movie in the wrong order and decipher what's going on that it makes sense, and then it's more interesting of a movie.
How do you not understand Memento? It's kind of pretty straightforward. You just gotta pay attention.
Let's see.
It's not a super deep movie. It just got a pretty interesting gimmick in a narrative that keeps you engaged.
Arcade Cup, who just tipped me $1.07. I appreciate that, Arcade Cup. Thank you, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Casanova. Casanova says, I've already submitted my videos for next week's React Show. Thank you for that. You know, it doesn't matter when you submit, because now there's random order. It's not first come, first serve anymore like it was for many months there. But I appreciate you getting your stuff in early. That's always appreciated. Yes, that's a good question. 7Ven says, or it's just 7, maybe you say it, says, has Kat beaten Starfield yet? Yes. She is incredibly torn on the game. Basically, she told me, without spoiling, there are certain things she absolutely loved, notably the factions. She says the factions were very good. She enjoyed them. A lot of them have good rewards. Probably some of the best.
Opinion on Dominic Szoboszlai?
I guess he's good. If he's playing for Liverpool, then he's good. But I haven't actually watched him play. I knew he was pretty hyped a couple of years ago. Then they bought him, Now he's running the midfield with him and McAllister. Wow, that's super hot. I guess he's balling though. I guess.
The game. She told me that some of the main
he's good in FIFA. So there you go.
What do you think of scan of Phil's brain would look like? Do you think there is phlegm up there?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be like a scan of his brain, of his skull, and then a little tiny drunk hamster skeleton scan inside of his brain. And that's what it's going to be. Or a tiny little alien.
Loved some of the main quests she absolutely hated. She actually told me, get this, she hated the end of the game. She actually detested the end of Starfield. She's like, kind of ruined it for me because I put all this time into the game and that ending I hated. And now I don't really overall think I really like the game that much. She's still happy she played it because basically it was another fun open world Bethesda RPG. And by the way, almost everything that I've said, she agreed with. She's like, she never customized a ship. Didn't make much sense. What she did, she bought ships. She would outright buy better ships with the money she earned.
With Phil's thing with MK1, if Reddit isn't talking about it, I highly doubt that the bug is a thing. I follow the Mortal Kombat Reddit. Non-issue.
Well, according to him, they were all talking about it, and NetherRealms doesn't want you to learn about it because it's going to expose them. He put his own spin on the whole news story because he didn't like the game. So he wanted that confirmation bias. He wanted any kind of info that the game sucks. I don't know how it's on the Reddit. I just read that that news article from Dexerto from like 3 hours ago. So basically, I did more research than DSP did.
She tried customizing.
And I actually showed the article on screen. So if you don't trust me, you can just look at the article, and I told you how you can find it, and you can go check it out. If you actually know more about this issue and it concerns you more than it does me. Also, shout out to King Bean, the GOAT, dude. He's having a surgery today. So everybody, please drop a heart emote in chat to give him some positive energy to get through this tough period. Shout out to King Bean. Baller alert.
Baller alert.
Too much of a chore, too complicated, too stupid, and not fun. So she never bothered with it. Space travel, she hated. And then she said she did try to investigate planets a few times, and the few times she did, there would be nothing but meaningless outposts. There'll be an outpost there, maybe some enemies, you kill them, you get some items. There's no point to doing it. So the reason she didn't like the game was, number one, she hated the ending, and number two, everything in the game that was supposed to be added new wasn't good. The space travel sucks. The exploration of planets, meaningless and sucks. Building of ships, sucked. And that was some of the stuff she was looking forward to. She thought it was going to be a way more interesting experience with all these new elements added into a Bethesda game. And essentially all it is Fallout in space with other elements that don't work. So she was like...
Actually, the things that I had experiences with, I agree with Kat on this one. I think the space travel and the traversal itself sucks.
She thought it was all right. She enjoyed, like I said, she really enjoyed some of it, but she felt so deflated when she beat it. She's dying to talk to me about the ending. And I told her, you got to understand, I'm probably not beating this game for months. I'm playing it, what,
for
4
months
hours a week now? So only getting 16 hours a month.
Man.
I probably won't beat it till like next year. And she's like, well, she'd love to have the conversation with me when I beat it because she really wants to talk about the ending.
Yeah, good luck to King Bean. I hope they give you the good stuff, man. I hope they give you some nice painkillers after that. So at least it's in any kind of way, at least it gets a silver lining to the whole surgery situation. Hope that goes well for you. See you around.
Guess the movie quote. There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Why are things so heavy in the future?
Back to the Future. Is that not Doc Brown says that? Because Michael J. Fox's character keeps saying heavy because that's the lingo from where he comes from. And then he's like, why is it, why are you using that lingo? I think so. I think that's what that's from. It is? Haha. There you go. I was right.
Oh, he got it. 80s reference. Baller alert. 80s reference alert. Okay.
He'll be back tomorrow with another quote. King Be Cruel. Jeez. You're not. If you do 80s movies, I'll probably get every one. 80s and early 90s movies. But after that, I probably won't get nothing. Have I ever played Boggle? I want to say yes, but I don't remember.
No, you haven't. Oh, he actually...
Jade, you're continuing to play MK1? 60.
He's actually having another official break. So it makes me think that he has to check up on something after the stream, because this new official break policy has been a thing since the secret behind the scenes thing started happening to him.
It's not bad. That's a decent ratio.
Like yesterday, he had to announce it and basically say, hey guys, just so you know, today we're having an official break. A formal break is what he called it.
Congrats on hanging in there playing the game, because I'm not playing it no more. I'm done with it. After having those few sessions, I'm not even interested. Did I see Back to the Future in theaters? No. I'm trying to think. No, I did not. Nope. I always saw them when they went on rentals at Blockbuster. That's when I saw them all first.
This is the worst fucking Q&A. Such a boring Q&A.
I don't remember that movie. I think it was a rated R movie. Wasn't it like a detective movie or something? And there's like sex scenes in it, right? I think there is, because I think that the cover is like a woman like smothering a dude with her chest or something.
Okay, that's good. Where can I watch it?
I could be wrong, but there's a lot of those kind of movies from that time period where the only reason you watch it is because it was like a schlock movie with a bunch of like stupid like sexual stuff in it. Like, what the hell is
why
this
wouldn't
crap?
you just watch porn? If you're watching a movie just for the sex, that's kind of weird. Lean in manual? Yeah,
First console I
somebody's
ever owned was
getting
Pong.
manual.
Pong for the TV. Meaning it was its own standalone console that played Pong, you plug it into your television.
This is dead air on 2x speed, by the way. This is probably like 20 seconds of dead air in real life.
Engagement, I can't make a bubble emoji. Why? Because we can't add any more emojis. The way that it works on YouTube is this way.
You can replace one of the lesser used emojis with something that you wanna promote more. The slots that you have are not final. You can just replace it.
When you reach a certain level of members, you unlock a new emoji slot.
But of course, he's gonna use this to beg for members.
So we've filled all the emoji slots that have ever been allotted. The most members I ran on the channel, I want to say was around 1,300. I could be wrong, like 1,400, 1,500. But when we hit that amount, I put emotes into all of those slots. Okay? The way it works on YouTube is if you don't maintain the level of membership you have, if you go to change the emote, you will lose the slot if you don't have that same amount. So for example, you have 600 members. If I were to say, oh, let's remove this emote and add a new one, I'd hit remove and it would just vanish. And now there's no spot to add a new emote. So the only way we can add a new emote to the channel is if we get a new record of members. So we'd have to get like 1,500 plus members.
Yeah.
And then we could add a new
Come on, dude. Oh, there's an actual bubble emote. There's a default bubble emote. If you're on mobile, I guess. Or you can look it up on the actual manual chat, which is super boring, but I mean, that's what you get. Yeah, you can just look up bubble and you get bubbles. That's it. You don't even have to like do anything. But he used this whole thing to just beg for members, so I guess it's a positive segment anyways.
So, we're stuck.
We're stuck.
We are stuck. Yes, I remember the movie Monster Squad. It's a classic. I love it. I used to watch it all the time as a kid. No, I did not 100% like a dragon because we were trying to do the final dungeons, the after game grind stuff, and it was just too time consuming. I did it many streams. I still couldn't do it. I was like, forget this. Reflection says, do you need any emotes? I actually made some emotes for you back in your Twitch era. The only one that I would like emotes for DSP Reacts. That I would like emotes for. Because that channel, we still have potential to add some.
What are the emotes gonna be? Wow, that's interesting emote of him just sitting there with a gamer face when he thinks something is interesting but doesn't add transformative actual commentary to it. What other thing? We're gonna get a 9/11 emote for the time he epically reacted to 9/11? What else emote can we get? A dead air emote for when he doesn't actually say anything? Oh yeah, we can get a goat laugh emote.
Never be able to without getting more memberships. So.
Oh yeah, the incest emote, and it's just gonna say incest ? Because we can't say if it's good or bad. You guys do what you know, you know. I personally think it's not meaningful enough. You know what I mean? Because you grew up with them, you know them too well.
Nope, there is no way to replace a current emote with a new one. The moment all it has is remove. That's it. It doesn't say replace. It says remove. You can remove it to free up a slot, but if you don't have enough members to support that slot, you lose the slot. It's ridiculously stupid. They should definitely change that, and it's been many years they haven't changed it. So.
Okay.
So all you guys got to do is basically have 1,000 more memberships. So get to it. If we could get to like 1,600 members on the channel, we'll add a new emo. So let's do it. Let's get it done right now. Here we go. Here we go. Will I ever play Final Fantasy IV again? Likely yes. And it'll be the Pixel Remaster Collection because I have it. I bought the Pixel Remaster Collection. That's how we played Final Fantasy V earlier this year, and I can't wait to play all those with you guys. And Final Fantasy IV will definitely be one we'll do again, for sure.
I swear he played like Final Fantasy IV like 2 years ago or something.
Anything else,
but he's
guys?
playing it
Actually,
again.
It's 12:40. Never mind. We need to end.
Never
so
mind. We're finished.
Great podcast. Street Fighter 6. Heads up information about Aki before I play with her tomorrow. See you then. You guys will have a nice... What happened there? Starfield. There we go. All right. So let's take a brief break.
A brief break?
The restroom. When I come back, it'll be Lies of Pete. Thanks, guys. See you in a sec.
Yeah, it's been actual 12 minutes, and he's still not back. But we're listening to Heavy as the Rain. The rain is very heavy. So yeah, he's definitely doing some shenanigans during these formal breaks that are now official. Or he's just wasting everybody's time. I like to imagine that whenever there's a break, he just goes to the bathroom, which usually takes, let's say, 2 minutes tops. And just, you know, you go and you do a number one. And then he just sits around and pets Jasper. And is like, oh, Jasper, kitty, you spilled your cat food again. Oh, you silly. And then he does everything in the slowest way possible to justify wasting all this time. And then he comes back and is like, okay, you guys. Oh my God, we dropped like 200 viewers. I know. I mean, some people, man, your attention span is just so low. And then he calls them lazy. And then he blames that on the secret stuff that's happening behind the scenes. And a year from now, a year into the future, he's going to say he had massive depression during this segment. Because he didn't have money or something. Because it's always that. It's always that or ego. Because when he blamed it, the really funny thing about his depression segment, when initially he had it, and he was crapping on people on Twitter because they played State of Decay early, he was on vacation and things weren't working out the way he wanted it to be, so that made him depressed. Like, actually, as he would determine it, like clinically depressed, you know? It's almost like if there was a psychiatrist there, they would diagnose him with depression. And then a couple of days ago, maybe last week, he brought that example up of him crapping on people on Twitter as him being somebody that always calls out the injustices in the world.
Does this make you feel good?
Does it make me feel good? Like what? Oh, the contribution? Always. It always makes me feel good. It hits that spot, you know what I mean? It cures my depression. So yeah, he used that part when he was depressed and his depression made him be abusive to people on the internet. He used that as a point of pride. He was really proud about it because he calls things as they are. He sees an injustice, he calls it out, and he stands up for the little guy or something. But now he is the little guy. He's a little guy with a little guy. And now he's back.
Remember we went and talked to her?
Did he have a comment for the thing?
I must press to any...
No, he's not actually clinically depressed because it was never actually diagnosed by a professional. He just determines what it is. He diagnoses himself based on, like, I don't know, I guess, are you depressed quizzes on Google or something.
And banana nut bread with, like, walnuts or something in it is actually first to have one. Ready here to go. I feel much better now. Ready for challenging gameplay. You always got to be sure you're ready before you jump into a game like this, right? You got to have a nice empty tank to get started. All right. Purple costume for Aki. Did she have one? Since I bought the season pass, I'll have all of her outfit too, but her outfit too is this weird, like...
Yeah, that's just dog shit fucking commentary. I guess I'm done. Like I said, from tomorrow onwards, you're going to be seeing less streams, maybe? Except on Sundays when I'm going to be doing the react, which is, I guess, kind of a thing I do now. It's always better watching it live because I can't stomach the clips after the fact. When I realize I can just skip through all the dog shit. And you never know what you see, you know? You never know what's going to happen. It's very interesting, always. So I'm going to be clocking out now. See you guys around.
No human being goes to the bathroom at the exact same time every single day.
I guess you could, you know, you could time your biological clock, but it's I think there's something shady going on because there's always things going on with him. There's always mind games that he plays and like real like baby man manipulations that he's trying to pull on people. So yeah. Anyways, big ups COVID 1984 for the super chat contribution. I'll see you guys around next time, whenever that is. It's not gonna be tomorrow. Probably a different time. You know, sound good. Peace out, everybody. Big ups.